Hey, what's up, man? We, no, it's still black.
Well, that's
Uh,
weird.
mm,
I don't
as
know.
long as we got audio, that is what's good, though.
You can have audio or video, but not both. That's the
Oh yeah,
rules.
oh man, dude, I'm freaking excited though. Um,
Got Bregman.
it was a freaking good day for Chicago the other day.
That kept in there. Yeah,
Like,
even the Blackhawks won, I think, too, right? And the Bulls and Blackhawks won. Those were the surprising ones.
I was looking at the stats for all Chicago. I mean, Bears come from behind victory, Blackhawks victory, Bulls victory, Cubs signed third baseman I'm like Alex Bregman. I'm like, oh shoot, this
Okay.
is turning out to be a pretty solid freaking offseason for the Cubs, man.
Um, yeah, I was
Mm.
kind of surprised. I don't know that young pitcher if he's any good, but a lot of the people on Reddit seem to think so. Cabrera?
Yeah, I mean, someone in one of the Facebook on the Cubs Facebook groups, they made a really solid point,
Okay.
and they're like, look, Edward Cabrera, he's not even a number one a starter on the Marlins roster. And he's an often injured pitcher, and that's exactly what the Cubs need is another often injured pitcher on their staff.
Yeah, really? No.
And what did they give up for him? Probably a guy that's going to be a 25 to 30 home run hitter. And he in his first year, he's probably going to be a PCA. He's probably going to be a 75 to 95 RBI guy in his first season.
Once he figures it out. That Owen, is it Cassie? Is that how you pronounce his name? His
Well,
last
I know the Mick,
name?
what's his Mick Mikalecki, something like that. I watch his Cubs thing all the time, but he calls him Casey, so
It is Casey? Okay.
that's how I've been pronouncing it.
I've never actually heard of his name live, but I've read it a lot. I just kind of say it because I know someone spelled that way, and it's pronounced Cassie. But I wonder if his name's Cassie or Casey, because I think it's two S's or something like that. But yeah, it's unfortunate you have to give up a young person, but sometimes you have to trade. Right? Yeah,
But
the other team has to be willing to trade their players, so you have to give them something, I guess, right?
but it's frustrating when you hear about all these mega super Cubs top prospects, and how
Yeah.
many like legitimate mega superstars have the Cubs had over the years that you've been really super excited about?
And
Like I think back and I think Corey Patterson, and like he was supposed to be like the next Ken Griffey Jr.
yeah. And who was that first baseman? I think he was Korean. That was going to be hot shit, and then he
Hesop
didn't.
Choi. Hesop Choi was
Yeah,
supposed to be the Mark Grace replacement.
but with
And
more
the Cubs
power or whatever. But no, didn't. No.
and what the Cubs have to do, they had to go out and get Derek Lee because he didn't have the skills. I'm like, what? Why?
Admittedly, that was a good pickup, but yeah. Yeah, everybody thinks. I mean, even PCA might not pan out, and he had a pretty good year at times. Everybody thinks all the prospects are the best, and I'm like, yeah, I've heard this before. It takes a lot of effort to make it to the majors and consistently play, and there's no guarantee any of them will make it. Even like the 2016 Cubs, all those guys. I mean, some of them are older, but like your Chris Bryant, he got hurt. He didn't have the Hall of Fame career we thought.
Catalina sent 100. Catalina, I'm not sure what that is, but thank you for 100. Again, sorry,
Yeah,
I'm not familiar with the little gift things,
yeah, I
but
don't
thank you.
understand the YouTube economy at all. I don't know what jewels. I mean, it makes sense when somebody gives you actual money. I assume that's real money. Does it show up in your account? I don't know.
I'm not familiar with what this stuff is. I think so. I think it pops up maybe.
But yeah, I don't know what all those are. So they gave you for two jewels. They gave you combined X3 100. Yes, I don't even know what that is. Some kind of gift though. I can recognize the present. I can, but I don't know. What do you do with that? Can you get a free hamburger though? What's
Hey,
going
what's
on?
going on, Sheep? Right now, we are talking baseball, and most importantly, we're talking Cubs roster build. I mean, that's just for right now. I mean, conversation's going to expand to other things over time, but it's just something I'm like crazy excited to get into discussion about
Now,
because roster alignment right now. Oh my freaking god!
Bregman's not too old, is he? How is he in his 30s already? I didn't.
I think he's 32.
So there is a concern there that by the end of the contract, of course, but
But this is the crazy thing. Right now, roster alignment, they've got Michael
getting bad.
Bush leading off. They got Bregman at number 2. They got Ian Happ at number 3. They got freaking Nico Horn batting ninth. And I'm like, what is wrong with this? You got a 300 hitter in Nico Horner batting ninth.
They should put Swanson ninth. He's so inconsistent that you want Swanson in for defense more than offense. Oh, Froggy's rookie.
That's awesome. Thank you. Now, I mean, Swanson, I mean, he's still a 25 home run hitter guy. He's still a 75, 85 RBI guy. I don't mind Swanson batting seventh, around that area.
He's just so consistent. He's Hayward.
Yeah, I mean,
unfortunately.
I look at Hayward.
He's slightly better, but
I look at Hayward as about a 220 to 240 hitter. I look at Hayward as like a 7 home run, 40 RBI guy.
Yeah, Swanson has more power.
To me, I mean, Swanson, he's still going to give you 20 plus, 25 home runs. He's still going to be that 70 to 80 RBI guy. And he plays a more prolific spot at shortstop compared to the outfield.
His defense is much better. Yeah. When everybody said, oh, we got Hayward and he plays great defense, I'm like, yeah, but it's right field. I mean, I know in the majors people hit to all fields, but wasn't that where you put the person who was worst on your team growing up as a kid? Right. You put him in right field because the righties are going to pull the ball. But now in baseball, professionals, they hit to all field, so I get it. But still, his impact, center field is clearly better than left and right field. So that's why it's great to have PCI. He plays great defense in center. But you know what I mean?
Was it like that for you when you were a kid? Because when I first started playing baseball when I was young, I mean, obviously I'm right-handed, right? But when I was young, like I always hit to right field. Oh. And then the next year, like I must have altered my stance because the next year, I could only hit to left field.
It probably depends on, were they throwing overhand or underhand or was it T-ball?
No, I mean, we didn't have like actual league balls. We used tennis balls. So,
but who pitched? Another kid?
Yeah, the kids in the neighborhood. So,
you're just talking pickup, not like little league or nothing.
Yeah, so we just use tennis balls.
It probably depends.
Just lob it in.
But like historically, mythologically, famously, you put your worst kid in right field. But that's, I think, because most people are right-handed than left, or at least that used to be. There are more lefties now. And then depending on whether you pull the ball or hit opposite field more often, and it probably depends. Yeah. If you're in a league where you have a stud pitcher that's matured much better than the hitters, even though you have a lot of right-handed bats, maybe I'm more likely not to be able to hit their fastball, so I'm going to hit it to right field. But either way, left and right field are very similar. Center field, of course, you put your best defender in the outfield. But really, your best defenders need to be like third and short. Like you're saying, shortstop's more important. To play good defense.
Hey, Froggy, what's going on, bud?
Froggy's early.
Yeah, so for Crow Armstrong.
And so, for instance, Bregman at third will be a great, I don't know how his defense is actually. I don't remember.
I don't think it's bad, but like I'd rather see Shaw at third base. I'd rather see Bregman DH. But then where do you put Ballesteros? Because he's going to get his starts at catcher, but I think he's going to get probably 90% of his starts at designated hitter.
And how good is he defensively at catcher? And that's an important spot to have a good defense too, right? Up the middle, catcher, short, second, and center. Tend to be where you want your good defenders. I mean, especially catcher, because that catcher's in on every play, basically, right? Every pitch for the most part. The catcher's involved.
Go Bartolomeo, how could you?
Well, I mean, they won the division. They won the division. They flew the L, and then we saw how that turned out for them. They used my alias and said, hey, we're going to rub it in the Cubs' faces. And the Dodgers are like, hey, we decided we're going to win now. So go away now, Brewers.
Yeah. I mean that to me was karma at its finest, and that was a beauty.
Yeah. I get the allure. I'd probably do the same thing if the Brewers had a W flag and I was a Cubs fan. I would flown the L. Yeah, that'd be hilarious. Or like if the Bears did that to the Packers. The Packers don't have a flag, but you did the same thing. Fly the L, Packers, But the universe has a way of responding, didn't it? Wow.
Oh, man. I don't think the Brewers have done much this offseason, have they? Like, I haven't seen any like major offseason acquisitions.
They don't seem to, because they seem to be able to develop their young players or develop players out of scratch because they're a smaller market. They don't always spend the same money.
But they do a good job, like the Braves and like the Cardinals. They don't have to go out all the time and sign like these massive $200 million players. They're capable of developing their own farm system, and when they need to, they go out and they get the Christian Yelich's of the world, and they get themselves that MVP player that puts them over the top.
I think even then they got Yelich before he was truly MVP level. I think people thought he was good. I don't think they thought he was as good as he was with the Brewers.
He was already. he was already awesome with the Marlins.
Didn't he play better though, even with the Brewers? I thought he or maybe it's just because he's in Florida in the Marlins and nobody paid attention because they're the Marlins. Maybe that's why.
I mean, he was awesome with the Marlins, but I mean, he was what 25 home run hitter, 30 home
But
run
I
hitter,
thought
something
he
like that.
got better with the Brewers even. So like he
Oh,
was actually
he
great, but
definitely he definitely excelled with the
so they got
Brewers.
him on the way up, whereas like the Cubs got Hayward on the way down. I think, for instance, right?
Yeah, oh, no
Even though
doubt.
Hayward was a young guy too. Brewers, yeah. No, I mean until they're in the same division, I would have rooted for the Brewers too because I've got a lot of family in Wisconsin that are Packers and Brewers fans. But now that they're in the division, you can't, right? I can't root for the Brewers anymore.
I don't know. To me, I mean, I just don't like the rivalry anymore. I don't.
Yeah. What are you
I
sick
don't
of it or
know.
what?
It's not so much that the Brewers are always winning the division or anything like that.
Lately they have been though.
It's weird that I say this, but I find the rivalry boring.
Hmm.
In like the late 90s, early 2000s, back in the day of like Jeremy Burnett's and like Mark Loretta and like Jeff Cirillo, those days. And when you had like
and Craig Counsell, the current manager,
yeah, basically,
that's kind of interesting.
yeah. When you had like these Sammy Sosa and Henry Rodriguez and these Jeremy Burnett's and like Jeff's, Cubs Brewers, County Stadium, these 14-13 slugfest, those Brewers Cubs games, those were iconic matches. Those were fun, but they just have not felt that way in a very long time. I mean, you still have them nowadays, but like it just doesn't have that same feel of like 90s and 2000s Cubs Brewers matchups.
We got a guest on the show. What do you feel about the Cubs Brewers rivalry?
Summer came to see me. You want to say hi to the people in Summer?
I agree. The Cubs. I thought the rivalry was still okay, but yeah, maybe that's because I see a lot of the social media, Reddit and stuff, where the fans will duke it out and talk. So maybe it's a little different. I don't know. Have the Brewers pitched a no-hitter in their newer stadium? Because that could be a trivia question. Was it Zambrano? The Cubs actually threw a no-hitter that didn't involve
they
in the Brewers stadium.
Yeah, against the Astros.
Yeah, I think the Astros have to move their game due to a hurricane or something like that.
Yeah, I know. I was in Iraq at the time, so
that's pretty interesting, though. Like you wouldn't expect that, right? What two teams threw a no hitter, and whatever the stadium's called now, the newer retractable roof stadium. I forget. Like you said, County Stadium was the old one. I don't remember what the new one is.
Miller Park.
Is it still Miller? Okay.
I mean, did they? I mean, did they change it? Did they change the name? Because like honestly, I don't.
They wouldn't. Because like, Milwaukee and beer, and they're the Brewers. That would feel weird if they changed.
But here's the thing: like, I didn't know they changed Arizona. I was calling it Bank One Ballpark for like years, and then until I realized that they had changed the name to Chase Field.
Oh, so yeah. So does that mean Chase bought Bank One? I assume Chase is a bank. I assume Bank One was a bank. I wonder if that's what happened. I didn't actually. You're right. It is Chase Field, though. I don't know.
So and even Comiskey Park, like I still thought it was what they called U.S. Cellular Field for like a long time, and then I learned that they changed the name to Guaranteed Rate Field, and I'm like, wait, what?
And
when the hell did this happen?
Is it still Guaranteed Rate? Maybe they changed it again, but yeah, it feels like Comiskey's changed a few times because who was the spokesperson for U.S. Cellular back in the day? Remember? It's a family of actors because they used to nickname it instead of the U.S. Cellular, they call it the Jill or something like that, whatever the actor's name was.
Oh, I don't remember. I just remember that U.S. Cellular was my very first phone company, very first phone that I had. I had this beautiful Nokia blue phone, and when you pushed the button, the sides of it lit up, and that thing was so fun.
Back when Nokia, I guess they still make phones, but Nokia always made like the longest lasting, best reception, but they were not necessarily flashy, right? They weren't the fun iPhones that we have now.
I've said this story on my live streams before, right? Afghanistan. I left Bagram, and I had to go back down to Kandahar to help out because one of my coworkers, I guess he had resigned and took a job somewhere else. So I left Bagram, and I forgot my phone charger. I'm like, son of a bitch, because I was down in Kandahar for like probably 3 weeks. Long ass. I'm gonna say about 2 weeks. Probably like 14, 17 days, some long time. I never once turned my phone off. It was a Nokia phone.
Wow.
Never once turned it off.
And it didn't. It had enough battery.
From the time I left Bagram, through my entire 2 weeks plus that I was in Kandahar until the time I returned to Bagram. That phone lasted me the entire time. I tell you, I have mad respect for Nokia and Nokia cell phones.
Not anymore. You want well, of course, smartphones also eat up the battery, but yeah, they're known for great reception, long battery. I think the phones were pretty rugged, right? You could drop them and they'd still turn out. But for 2 or 3 weeks, wow. Yeah, so Bregman, you think DH? Yeah, but then what do you do with Ballesteros? He's a catcher. You have if Amaya comes back, he had a pretty good go until he got hurt. Oblique injury, I think they said. So I kind of forgot about him because I don't think he played the last 7 months.
Isn't Breg? I think Bregman.
And you got Casey.
You gotta have. Here's the thing: you got Bregman, you got Shaw, you got Ballesteros, and you're gonna have Suzuki all sharing the DH role.
Maybe not Shaw because he's better off unless he learns how to hit. But defensively, Shaw will be in there. But that means that you have to put somebody at DH if Shaw's in the lineup.
Because if Shaw's at third base, Bregman's gonna be at DH. Bregman's gonna be at DH, and Suzuki is in right field. If Bregman's at third base, says Suzuki's in right field, Ballesteros is gonna be at DH. If Suzuki's DHing, Bregman's at third base, Shaw's on the bench. Because you're not, and if maybe Shaw's giving Horner a breather at second base on occasion, but more times than not, Shaw's going to be on the bench, and he's going to be either, like I said, giving a breather to Bregman at third, or it's going to be giving a breather to Horner at second. But I mean,
but then that could stunt his development if he doesn't get playing time either, right? So it's like, what do you do? I guess there are worse problems to have if you didn't have enough players. Having too many players is probably better. And there's still no guarantee the Brewers probably still win the division. It seems like right now they're the Cardinals of the right. They're winning it every year with sometimes duct tape, sometimes guys you've never heard of. I mean, how many guys did they have in their like rotation and bullpen that I'm like I never really heard of? Maybe I don't follow baseball like I used to, but they seem to just produce arms somewhere. Draft them, develop them. I don't know what they do. So it's something else.
Who was the right fielder that we got last at the trade line from Minnesota?
I don't remember.
Willie
this year? I've already slept.
Yeah, this past offseason. Was it Willie Castro?
What, did they get him from Minnesota?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was with Willie Castro. Oh my God. Like he was supposed to be like this freaking amazing defensive infielder / outfielder. And oh my freaking what a waste of a freaking trade. I don't know who he gave up for him, but like
it was too much.
Why? He served absolutely no purpose. What was he, like a 115 hitter for the Cubs?
Oh, okay. Man, I totally blocked that out.
Yeah. And I think he had like one outfield assist as a member of the Cubs, and I think that was like the highlight of his Cubs tenure.
You mean they're not going to keep him? Tucker hasn't signed with anyone yet, has he? Tucker's still a free agent? I didn't see.
He's still free. Look at his freaking numbers. He thinks he's going to get $460 million. He's a 270, 22 home runs, 70 RBI guy. And he thinks he deserves $500 million.
I mean, those are pretty good numbers for the half a year he'll play for you, right? That's the other part, right? You're going to pay him that much money to play. The best ability is availability, as they say. So he's been hurt a lot.
I mean, if he was a legitimate 162 game a year guy, even 145 to 150 games a year, average. Let's say he takes breathers. He gets games where he's not even injured, but his manager sits him for breaks, and he plays 150 times a year. And he's a 275 hitter with an average of 40 home runs, 125 RBIs. Do you think he even deserves Alex Bregman money at $35 million per season? 5 years, $175 million.
Probably more with those numbers, right?
My opinion, no. I think Alex Bregman is severely overpaid. I think Alex Bregman.
Okay.
Me personally, I think Alex Bregman is like a $20 million at most a year guy, and for me to for Kyle Tucker with the numbers I just gave you, I think that would be a severe overpay. So,
and can he get those numbers?
And so for him to think that he could get like $40 million a year for 10 years or $45 million a year for 10 years, $50 million, it makes no sense.
For 10 years. Yeah, they think he's who are some of the guys recently that signed. Who's the guy? Did he leave the Mets? Who signed him? The Padres, or did he go to the Mets?
No, he went to the Mets. You're talking Juan Soto.
Yeah, so they're talking about players like them. Tucker's not quite in that ballpark yet, right? Or Aaron Judge maybe still. Or who else? Who's on the Padres? They paid a couple guys that are that. Or Shohei Ohtani, right?
Manny Machado for the Padres got a ton of money. Bryce Harper got a ton of money.
Harper. Is it worth it? I wonder if has Harper been worth it? I haven't followed his stats since he's been a Philly.
He signed, what was it? 13 years, and was it 330?
Imagine signing for 13 years.
But I mean, way back when he signed 13 years, $330 million, like we thought like that was like an astronomical amount of money. And then you see $765 million to Juan Soto. And I'm like, there's no way in hell Juan Soto is a better hitter in his prime at that age compared to freaking Bryce Harper at that age.
Or worth that money at least. I mean, even if he's the same hitter. $760 million for a decade plus. Yeah, I mean that is math. The math is different in baseball. I know. Is football still more popular than baseball? I don't even know. But I think both leagues print enough money that these owners can afford it. But yeah, it's a different question. Well, there's a luxury tax, so it's a soft cap. Which it sounds like the Cubs will actually go over this year.
I think according to
for a change.
According to Sam and Matt over on Locked On Cubs, they're currently like 800,000 below the luxury tax right now.
Oh,
so
sounds like a lot of money to you or I, but for a baseball team, that's probably not much. That's not a lot of breathing room, is it? Because what's
they'll definitely go over it. That's definitely going to happen. So, but
it's hard to. I don't know. It's hard to get excited because they still are the Cubs, but them signing anybody is kind of a shock because they've gone a year or two or three without doing that. Like, hasn't it been the last couple of years? The biggest signing was Craig Counsell, manager, right? Really? When they traded for Tucker, I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting, except for it's his last year. So what are the odds we're going to get him back? It looks like probably one.
You know what? They got Tucker. They won over 90 games this past season.
Made the playoffs.
They were this close to the championship series. This postseason, I wasn't feeling too good. Losing Tucker, I'm like, no way. But then they surprised us, made a few pitchers, weren't really excited. They got Edward Cabrera, gave up our star right fielder, who was supposed to be our starting right fielder.
One of their best prospects.
Was supposed to be our DH. Shaw at third base. I'm like, we had our starting lineup. Like, what were you guys doing? It made no sense. Then they get us Bregman. I'm like, okay, you replace Tucker with Bregman. Now it makes sense. Now I feel good again. Now I feel just as good as I did this last season with Tucker. Now we are back to being that 92-win team again, maybe even better. So
I guess all I have to do is make the playoffs. That's part of it, right? You got to make the playoffs first. But, I mean, unless you're the Dodgers payroll, it's hard to say anybody's going to beat the Dodgers. But really, the Blue Jays could have, should have beat them last year.
Yeah, I feel like they should put them away.
It is baseball. It just so happened they won. Third baseman, Ross. Yeah. Bregman was on Boston last year, right? I remember him from the Astros, but he was with the Boston.
Yeah, he played for the Boston last season. So apparently he turned down, what was it, 5 and 165 from the Red Sox, and now the Boston fans are going rabid because he turned down $10 million less than the Cubs. That's $10 million, man. At the end of the day, that's $10 million bucks.
This broke.
No matter how you break it down, that's $10 million. That's, like you said, that's $2 million per season. So that's a lot of money.
Though you wonder if he gave him the opportunity to match, or if he wanted out of Boston. If they said, "Okay, we'll match, or we'll give you a little more," would he have stayed? Or I don't know how that played out.
Well, I ask you this question though: what about Rafael Devers? Look at how Boston treated him. Do you think maybe that had anything with anything to do with his opinion on the matter? Because Rafael Devers, wasn't he signed out of, what was he, like a Dominican player? So was he signed out of foreign what was it called? International free agency? Probably. Or drafted by the Red Sox?
I have a hard time following the Cubs when they do that, let alone other teams, but probably they got him because he's still pretty young, wasn't he?
If they would do that to someone that they drafted themselves, why would he feel loyalty for someone he's only played for one season?
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
same thing with the Cubs and Tucker. He's only played with Chicago for one season, so why would Tucker have any loyalty to the Cubs? That's why I respect the hell out of Ian Happ. That's why I say, hey, when all fans are like, hey, let's trade Ian Happ, Ian Happ will come back to the Cubs. He will come back to the Cubs at a severely reduced price,
He
market
does seem
value.
to enjoy it, and they enjoy him, and he's like an ambassador for the team. And isn't he also a player rep, or he was? And
Yeah.
like, I think he enjoys it there. Different people have different reasons. Some people, I want to be in Florida or California or whatever because it's sunnier or whatever. Some people maybe have an aversion to it's pretty cold into April and May in Chicago, or maybe they like it because it's a beautiful ballpark. I mean, it's a big city. It has all the amenities any other city has. It's just sometimes colder than you might expect. I don't know.
Yeah. But I'm looking at this lineup, and Hap. I don't want Hap batting third.
No.
Batting leadoff. I think Michael Bush did a good job leading off, but I mean, come on, he's a power hitter. I want him batting 3, 4, 5 in the lineup.
I mean, in the perverse math of modern baseball, they're like, "Oh, get your better hitters more at bats, so you put them first." But I'm like, yeah, maybe it's only the first inning that hurts them. But I don't know. It feels weird still having, like, would you put Babe Ruth number one or Barry Bonds or Mark McGwire? It feels weird. Birch beer, Mayo greater than Birch beer. So is it? Birch beer.
Dr. Pepper.
Birch beer. I don't have a lot of birch beer. Dr. Pepper is a weird flavor, though. I mean, I love soda as much as the next person, probably more so. I still drink soda. Dr. Pepper is sometimes it tastes great, and then sometimes it's almost too many flavors. And they're like famously 23 flavors or something in Dr. Pepper. Sometimes I'm boring. I just want like a Pepsi Zero. I'm a Pepsi person mostly. Coke Zero isn't bad. Diet Coke's kind of. Yeah. I was never a big Coke fan.
I don't know. Dr. Pepper
always good.
To me, growing up,
Root beer.
It's always been exactly root beer. It's always been my favorite. So root beer has always been my favorite. It always will be my favorite. Dr. Pepper is probably number 2 and a close 3. And it's the only time I'll ever use this word.
Number 2.
Cream soda. The word soda. The only time I will ever use that word is when using the word cream soda.
You're a pop.
Otherwise, it is always pop.
At least it's not Coca-Cola, because in some places, Coca-Cola is the name they use for soda or pop, right? Or Coke.
Apparently in California, everything.
You want a Pepsi Coke? No, I think more in the South. I think don't they typically? Because Coke's from I think headquartered in Atlanta. But it's like, do you want a Pepsi Coke or you want a Coke? Or at least apocryphally, I've heard that. I've never been asked if I wanted a Pepsi Coke before, but I've heard some people say Coke. Usually it's soda versus pop, and I use both interchangeably. Dr. Pepper. Oh, there is a Dr. Pepper with cream soda. Some of those Dr. Pepper flavors, strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper is excellent.
Yeah, I've seen mixtures as well. Yeah,
that's really good. Don't they have an orange one, an orange cream, or is that the Coke Zero that has one? I'm always drinking the sugar-free ones, so I can get cancer instead of diabetes. Right? Which one do I want? The diabetes or cancer? Cancer, please. Yeah. But no, I get a lot. Well, I actually want you to go diet because my family did when I was a kid. Regular soda is so sweet. Oh my gosh! Every once in a while, I could tell you having like, oh my god, that one soda, does that have that much sugar in it? Because you get used to, not that artificial sugar isn't sweet, but it's just a different sweet. I think. What would be my favorite? So root beer. Which root beer?
I'd have to.
Preference?
It's either going to be Barges or Dad's, but actually no, I might go with A&W's.
I was going to say because they also make a fine cream soda, don't they? A&W.
Mm-hmm.
One-stop shop. You can get your number 1 and your number 3 done, and then if you get the Dr. Pepper's cream soda, you can get 2 and 3 done.
Stewart's Dr. Pepper or Dr. Pepper, root beer or
because you said we got like A&W, Barks. What was the other one? Mug's one. Dad's. I don't see Mug and Dad's. I don't see a lot. I still see Barks. A&W I see everywhere. That's probably the mostly available one.
Hey Gerald, right now, really that Nails figure was really like the only one. Bum Shadows also put out a kind of like an example for the Big Boss Man, but really that Nails was just like one kind of like singular example because when I put out like the
That
idea
nails
for
was a pretty good rendering though. That the AI, that was a great image. I could picture that in a shelf somewhere or on a, at a store, right? I could
yeah,
picture buying
somebody
that
said
figure.
it kind of looked like Brock Lesnar. I looked at it, I'm like, it does kind of look like Brock Lesnar. That's pretty freaking funny.
I think I
But
got lost in all the packaging and stuff. It looks so professional on the card back. I didn't look at the
yeah,
face as much because I recognized the outfit. I'm like, that's nails, right? I didn't even think to check the. Oh,
but like
yeah. I think I had to put him in jail. Sorry, right? As the boss man, I had to put Nails in jail, or he got out of jail. What was the? I forgot the story there, but
but
they had an angle for a while.
but freaking what you call it, man? I thought that figure looked awesome. Even the fighting pose with the arms down low, like in LGN form, I thought that figure was incredible. And I asked that question. I spread it to a bunch of different Facebook LGN groups, and
What'd they say?
some feedback. I mean, a lot of people were seeming very interested. Like, hey, if that came out, like they would love a sort of bootleg option. But most of the feedback I've been getting is cool idea, but no. With so many companies coming out with real authentic wrestlers,
Yeah.
why would we want to buy something generic? And I think that the idea of bootleg LJN, because there isn't any bootleg LGNs. There's bootleg Remcos, there's bootleg Hasbros, there's bootleg thumb wrestlers. You have all of these different companies over the 80s, 90s, 2000s with all these different bootleg figures, but where are the bootleg LGNs? They never existed. So when the friend from Facebook, when he recommended, hey, why don't you create your own wrestling universe, your own line of LJNs, your own bootleg line. I'm like, that is an interesting concept. I don't require any kind of copyright or licensing or anything. I could create my own characters and everything. Why the hell not? But you
That's
gotta.
interesting that they would want bootleg, but they don't want yet another like real character. You'd think it'd be the opposite. Like it seems like
Well,
everybody's chasing like
that's
real
well,
wrestlers.
that's what I want. I mean, that's what I was thinking would be a good idea. But like, no, but people like
Or
they
real
want
fictional
they want
characters.
they want authentic people. They don't want to buy a bootleg figure unless it's like $15
Oh,
or something.
because a
And I'm
bootleg is if you made a real wrestler, but on the down low kind of thing or something.
yeah. So,
Okay, yeah, I'm trying to
but
think.
like, but I'm like, dude, I'm like,
Hmm.
you got to realize, like, if this is a wrestling action figure, right, and this mold is $6,000,
Mm-hmm.
right, I'm already $6,000 in the hole.
Yeah.
All right, now let's say I'm buying 500 of these figures. Let's say the figure, let's say cheap. Let's say very inexpensive. Let's say each figure is $5.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say it costs, and I'm buying 500 figures. That's $2,500. Now packaging. Let's say that's another $10. Let's say five. Let's say everything is $5 to make everything even.
Mm-hmm.
All right, packaging is $5. Figure is $5. That's 10. That's $5,000. Poster is $5. So let's say we're up to like 12.5 right now, plus the $6,000 I paid on the mold, shipping from China to me. So we're probably about $30,000 in the hole already for 500 figures. So imagine if I were to sell those 500 figures for $20 a piece.
$20 a piece.
Yeah, if they said that if they would only buy them because they're bootleg, that
Yeah.
they would only buy them for $20 a piece.
Can you? Does the math work out?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because I mean $20.
You would have to sell them for $50 to $100 a piece in order to even
I
break
mean,
even.
even Mattel's selling theirs for $25 a piece.
Yeah, and
And they
they're
can their costs have to be the lowest that any of us know about, right? They're
yeah,
lower
but
than like
but
major,
how
lower than the
many
tuning.
thousands and thousands and thousands of figures are they selling though?
Yeah,
Um,
well, yeah, that's the other part too. They don't have to make if they make a 50 cents on each figure, or whatever, they can make it up in volume. But they also have
so
lower costs because they can, produce a bunch more. One mold's no big deal, and they're going to sell a lot to middlemen. Yeah, and they're popular. Everybody knows Mattel.
yeah, so let's say I pay $10 per figure because I'm buying 500 units, whereas Mattel might pay 50 cents per unit because they're buying 50,000 units or something like that. So
Oh, jeez,
that's where you got to kind of like look at the cost per unit. So
Kelvin's back with our choices. Yeah, I mean the math, especially as a small time right now, to make the math work, especially because you don't know. These are great ideas, but then people maybe by the time you get to market, people are sick of LJN or whatever. Like, no, I've got enough with Mattel and Black Major. If consumers can be fickle. But I think Gerald was asking about, do you have any Hasbro, or do you have all the Hasbro? Yes,
I
you
do
do,
have all
right?
the
I
Hasbros.
thought you did. Yeah, I don't have any anymore. I used to have a bunch as a kid, and I haven't rebought any. But I know you have a bunch. Plus, you sell them still. You have even extras to sell, right?
Yeah, I do. Gerald, Moonbelly, the Moonbelly I have is a custom. I have a couple of customs, and all they did was take an original Series 7 Hasbro and swap out the star on the stomach and repaint the moon. Because if you ever owned an original Moonbelly Hasbro custom, Moonbelly Kamala figure, even a loose figure, that'll probably go for thousands of dollars. If you have that original figure on card, you're talking $20,000, $30,000. So the one I have, I bought from another customizer from the UK, Stephen Watson. I have a loose one, and I also have one carded. That again, I bought a original figure loose with carding, and I sent them to one of my friends to customize the Moonbelly for me. So the ones I have obviously are customs, but I mean, would
Yeah.
I?
Wow.
I'd go
I
crazy
like
to have
figures as
it.
much as the next person, but I couldn't justify mint on card for 20 grand or something. Like, no, sorry.
30,000 peanuts. You got it.
30K.
Oh man.
Is it because they didn't make as many? Why is that Kamala so rare? It was a mistake, and then I don't know the history of that Kamala. I know it's rare, but what made it rare? Did they only make a
So
few, or yeah?
basically, not only do you have to have the rights of the WWF at the time, but you also got to get Kamala himself his permission to release the figure or something. And if you look at like Kamala LJN, it's right. It's got the stars up here. It's got the moon on the stomach for the LJN figure. It's fine. It's a beautiful figure. Uh, when they released the LJ or the Kamala Hasbro, they had it with the star on the stomach, and that was what was released. But then they had to start pulling those off the shelves because they didn't have his permission. But if if they swapped it out a little bit, removed the moon and put like a star on his stomach, it's no longer like authentic to his look. So
Oh,
he doesn't need his permission anymore, or at least that's the story that I heard, or
30 Hasbro.
that's in that little Hasbro book so that I have.
Yeah,
So
but everybody knows that's Kamala. I almost said Kamala.
yeah,
Everybody
so
knows it's Kamala, right? Oh no,
yeah,
it's a star, totally different. It's another person. True.
and it's still an authentic Kamala action figure and
So,
everything. So
so is it the original one that they had to pull from the shelves? That was the
yeah, well, the original design had the actual
correct,
moon.
and that's the rare, expensive one.
Hmm.
Yeah, where the one with the star you can be bought
Yeah,
fairly cheaply. Yeah, okay.
loose Kamala goes on eBay for between 30 to $50.
Because I haven't looked at the Hasbro since I had him as a kid, and I never had him.
Yeah.
I keep thinking about rebuying him some days, but I haven't. It's hard to catch up with modern retros, let alone the Hasbro one. What's nice about the Hasbro ones is they're not making them anymore, so in some ways it might be easier to get the set, even though I'm going to spend 20 grand to get the missing Kamala.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spend 20 grand on all one of them. Ooh, board games.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
man,
I'm
that's
gonna
a good one.
try to go back here for Kelvin. I never actually watched Battlestar Galactica, and I never heard of Logan's Run, so I'm not really sure for either answer on that one.
I haven't watched enough Galactica, but I have seen Logan's Run. So I was probably going to go with Logan's Run. I need to watch more Galactica. I've heard good things about. Well, they had very series now, the originals. Then they come back with they remade it again and their movie. I should because I'm a sci-fi person. I like the Operation. So Kelvin's into board games, which is kind of neat. I don't think he's done that before. Man, Operation Connect 4. They both have their benefits. That operation when you hit the side though, that was aggravating. I mean on purpose, right?
We have those games.
Maybe
I
Connect
would
4,
say
maybe.
Connect Four because it's more,
There's some strategy,
more
some
of a thinking
tic-tac-toe
game.
like strategy, yeah.
Uh, that
Ooh.
damn operation, like That's one of those board games my wife and I we bought like back in like 2018 from like the Toys R Us near us that closed down.
Oh,
We
nice.
bought we bought all of these board games, and a lot of them we just kept them sealed, and then just recently, with like last year or so, we started opening up a lot of them, like Mousetrap and things like, or like this Zombie Lab board game, or whatever. And for the first time, I actually made this Zombie Lab and start eating the little gooey freaking slime spiders and whatever the heck you make out of this.
I've never heard this game. But as a kid, I remember always wanting Mousetrap, and I never got it. And then I think as a young adult or somebody
Yeah,
finally had it, and I realized the game was kind of dumb.
it's called Dr. Dreadful Zombie Lab
Yeah,
or
I don't
Zombie.
know that one. Board games have made a real popular comeback. There's, video games are very popular, but a lot of people, what do they like to call them, tabletop games? There's a lot of in-depth board games, some basic ones, some really, really, really in-depth ones. You're like Settlers of Catan, and even worse as far as strategy and length and stuff. Really made a comeback. I don't know. I think they still do. Okay, yeah, WrestleMania 3, because Gerald has it looks like the Hasbro probably Series 1 Hogan and Andre. Yeah, probably Connect 4, so you can reproduce WrestleMania 3. I need to now. I finally opened up one of my Mega Macho Mans from Latuni, because I got 2 of them, and so I had to look. Last night I looked at each one and said, which one's mintier on card, and I kept that one and opened the other one. Luckily, it's got the same leg squeeze, but now I need to put them next to my Hogan I opened from the Mattel LGN, so I can reproduce the Mega Powers.
Yeah, so Gerald, I pretty much did collect, or I still collect, I guess. Pretty much every wrestling line you can imagine almost.
Too many.
For the last couple of months, I really haven't been buying anything new. Like, even one of my favorite lines, Rappers and Gimmicks, they've come out with like 20 new figures over the last couple of months, and I haven't been buying any of them. So I'm like really lagging behind. And really at this point, I guess I have to consider myself out of that line, because if I tried to go back and start buying up a lot of these that I'm missing, I'm probably like $600 behind at this point.
That's just like 2 figures, man. You got to double, triple that, right?
Yeah, right. I got to double up on that stuff, because I buy loot. I buy a set for my carded collection. I buy a second set that I open up for my loose collection. So I got to stop doing that now.
That's a dangerous road now that I've started keeping cement on cards, because my Mattel and Pursuits and then Latuni. I'm like, man, I need to watch this. I don't want to buy 2 of every figure anymore. You know what I mean?
But because of other bills that have come up and whatnot, I really haven't been able to afford any of that stuff. So I pretty much stopped. And what's going on with the deck and whatnot, I pretty much stopped that. And obviously with this new line coming up that I'm trying to build, I'm trying to squeeze as much money as I can together to pay for that. But
real life and your extra pursuit, maybe making figures instead of buying them. It's tough because there's so many. But I sometimes look forward to it, even though I'm not a completionist. So like I knew like last Friday when the Nikita Koloff, even if it wasn't perfect, that title run came out with, I kind of got excited to go check the website at lunch. I think it was noon or 1 p.m. or something like that. And I pre-ordered the 2 because it's fun. It's exciting, Oh, look, I got them. I'm not going to collect them all, but at least right now with Title Run Toys, I kind of can, because they got a reasonable amount that they're releasing. But Grapplers and Gimmicks has got a ton. I think even Figure Collections released another 5 or 6. And I'm like, do I want to keep up with everything? I'm not a completionist. I've already missed some. You know? I'm not like who had Manitar? Which line?
AWK.
What was it? Okay, so I'd like to get that one, but I think it's too expensive on the secondary market, so I'm not going to get it probably.
Yeah, eBay. That was going for like a good $200 when I was going for that stuff, or at least close to it.
That looks like the Matrix is breaking. It's like a reflection off my glasses. Is there a dot? Am I seeing behind the Matrix? It's only when I wear the glasses. There's some kind of weird reflection off the light or something. I don't know. Maybe the polarization, because these are computer glasses. Great Muta. Oh yeah.
I think I have a couple of customs. Like, I know I got a Muta custom LJN, and I think I have a custom Hasbro, and maybe I have like
phone call.
I think I have one of the new superstars, like the Mattel superstars, the Remco style figures, but I think that's about it. Yes. Here's one I can jump on immediately. Silver Bullet, 100%.
Yep.
Right off the bat, because it's a werewolf movie, that's pretty much gonna be my answer every time because I love werewolf movies, and Silver Bullet is arguably one of the greatest werewolf movies ever.
It's got some. I like the board games one. I've never played Perfection though, so I had to go with Monopoly. And if y'all ever play Risk, I remember. Or no, not Risk. Life. Yeah, good cereal and a good board game. Never ate the cereal while playing the board game, but it was kind of fun. Silver Bullet. So we got some Silver Bullet fans. Yeah, if you had to guess how many figures you have total, how many would you?
How many?
More than one, less than a billion, somewhere in there.
Yeah, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Would you even guess? Like, how many do you think? Could you come up with like a random,
like individual numbers? Like how do you count them? Like each individual piece, like individual package, like if there's a 2-pack, like do you count the 2-pack as one? Do you count the 2-pack as two?
They're different figures, right? Do you ever do? And you have duplicates. A friend of mine, we used to have a contest collecting baseball cards of our favorite players. His was Kirby Puckett, mine was Ryan Sandberg, and we would. I think sometimes we'd count dupes, and sometimes we wouldn't. Like if it was a real common card, you'd just go buy a ton of them, right, at a card store. Like, oh look, I just increased my total. Then so we had 2 separate running counts, like total and then like unique baseball cards. Yeah. I forget where it ended up, but it was kind of fun for a while. Regular Life or Cinnamon? Ooh. Cinnamon. Yeah, for the longest time, I never knew there was a Regular Life because there was always Cinnamon Life in our household as a kid, right? Yeah, Kirby Puckett. Yeah, unfortunately, he's gone. He died. Kirby Puckett. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, he had glaucoma, didn't he?
He had something, and then. Well, and then I'm thinking also Tony Gwynn passed, but I think Tony Gwynn had like a tongue cancer or something strange. Yeah. And I don't think Tony famously, I don't think he ever dipped or anything like that. I'm trying to remember what killed Kirby.
Yeah, didn't he dip Tony Gwynn?
Maybe he did, though. Maybe he
did. I think he had throat cancer.
Maybe when he grew up, but by the time he made the majors, he gave it up, but by then too late. Or
he died, I think, in the early 2000s.
Because it doesn't mean necessarily you can still get cancer without it. Because I know a friend of mine, unfortunately, his sister just got diagnosed with lung cancer, and she's never smoked in her life. But they caught it super early. It's like stage 1. So sometimes like it's promising, but I know cancer, the big C word, it's scary. Yeah, Tony Gwynn, Kirby Puckett. Oh yeah, John. Yeah, I watch football. the 49 Irish, or how do they say it? Because we have so many injured players. Especially playoffs. It's NFL playoff time. Well, in college playoffs. I think when's the championship game? Is it this week? College playoffs. We're down to 2 teams there too, Indiana and Miami. Oh, Cookie Crisp or vanilla or chocolate chip. Is there vanilla Cookie Crisp?
I was gonna ask that. Like I didn't know. Like I've only seen chocolate chip Cookie Crisp.
I didn't know there were flavors of Cookie Crisp. Huh. Trying to think of a dark horse cereal that you wouldn't say was really good. The Chex. I've been getting into Chex Mix, which I probably shouldn't. It's not really a good snack for you, but it just tasted good. And I kind of forgot. You got like rice, corn, and wheat Chex are your main types of Chex. You would think the wheat Chex, they're small and they're dark, that they would be the worst ones, but they're like the sweetest, best tasting of all the 3 Chex. I always thought. I don't actually know if they put wheat Chex in Chex Mix. When we make it ourselves, we put them all in there with peanuts and pretzels and all kinds of stuff. But I didn't know there was a vanilla. I probably would dig the vanilla. I actually like vanilla more than chocolate. A little chocolate goes a long way to me. I'm a weirdo. Hey, yeah. So we got Redskins. Dude. Who's that, Ross? I've never heard of the Redskins. Is that a football team? I forget too. The Commanders or whatever they're called. Somebody called them the Commies the other day.
I was making sure about that.
Commanders, right? Isn't that what they're called? I think that's
the Commanders.
I still can't get who are the Indians now? The Guardians. I forget that one all the time.
Man, I'm always gonna call them the Indians. To me, that's a freaking legendary baseball team. Come on.
Especially after like Major League and all the stuff they've gone through. Yeah. Honeycomb. Okay, wait. So we missed some. So sugar tricks or Fruit Loops? I think tricks, but
man,
honeycomb or sugar.
I just finished off my corn pops today, and I'm glad you just remind me right now because I need to get on my grocery list and add that to the list. Oh, why is that? Why is it like the most like uninspiring cereal is like the cereal you want the most? Like, think about the cereal when you're I don't care if you're a kid or adult. Like there is certain cereal that you're very enthusiastic about. Like you want waffle crisp, you want cocoa puffs, or cocoa pebbles or something like that, right? Cinnamon toast crunch. You want cereals like that. Um, Count Chocula, stuff like that. You don't think about Life cereal. You don't think about Honey Smacks. You don't think about Corn Pops. But when you go to the store, man, nowadays, you're jumping on those freaking cereals. And why is it? I think it's simply because, one, yes, they are delicious cereals, but also they're not the everyday cereals you get
Uh,
because they may be plain, but they're not the everyday cereal that you're always jumping on, that you're always eating, that you always gravitate towards. So they're different. So like I'm looking at this and like I haven't had waffle crisp in years ever since I left Chicago. It was like 2000. I left Chicago in 2004 when I joined the army, and it wasn't until like 2010 when I got back to Chicago right after I got out of the army that I had waffle crisp again. And when I was in Kuwait, my wife sent me like 6 boxes of waffle crisp out there, which was freaking awesome.
wow.
And that was like my dinner for like weeks.
Did you get sick of it eventually, though? I would think I'm a creature of habit, but eventually you gotta have something different, right?
I mean, all I had was the small sandwiches and the hot dogs and like the hot pockets that I bought from the PX. So having the cereal that my wife sent me from the States. I mean, it was nice having that as like little snacks here and there during the middle of the day or something, especially on off days. So, but and then I haven't had waffle crust after that in over a decade. And then we moved to Louisville, and like finally, I got or close not over a decade, but close to a decade later. So I got to Louisville in like 17, and I finally had waffle crisp again. So, but like they don't, I don't think they make waffle crisp anymore.
I was just going to ask you. Yeah, and Kix is a good one. Well, Gerald mentioned Crispy Fishes. I was going to mention as like a dark horse. You wouldn't. It's an unassuming cereal, but it's actually very tasty. And then
Kick.
Kix. I remember Kix.
Yes.
Very
I have
regular.
I forgot Kicks existed. That was a good one.
So waffle crisp. I'm trying to remember. So I haven't had cereal. I kind of get cereal a couple years, maybe 5 years ago now. And even before that, I kind of, in college, I had a lot of cereal. And then once I graduated, I kind of forgot about cereal for a while. And then I rediscovered it, kind of like wrestling. And then I gave it up again. So I don't even remember what the cereals were other than your Captain Crunches, Pop Tarts. I don't know that I ever had toaster strudels. I would say in the modern state, probably not Pop Tarts. I had a modern Pop Tart a couple years ago, and it was terrible. The race to make more money, it's got like very little icing, very little filling. Even the pastry is kind of crappy.
Yeah.
All berries. Do they have an all berry Kix, or do they have an all berry Captain Crunch, or one of those?
Yeah,
They're
they have
still doing that.
Yeah. Something crunch, yeah.
Now, I always liked soggy cereal because I'm a weirdo, but especially some of them like Captain Crunch, you had to eat soggy, or else it'd like cut the heck out of your roof of your mouth. Did you ever get that? Those little pillow, whatever they are called, they'd always cut me up if I didn't let the milk get in there. Which reminds me of a National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. If you remember what Clark's job was as like a food chemist or whatever. Remember, he was working on a non-nutritive varnish to put on the cereal, so it'd lock in the flavor and seal out the milk and stuff. I'm like, that sounds terrible. I like soggy cereal, but the way they called it a non-nutritive varnish.
Oh, that's funny.
Doesn't that sound great? That sounds tasty. A varnish for your cereal.
Count Chocula.
Probably Frankie Berry was cool, but it seems like all of those we didn't get a lot as a kid in my household. They seemed rare to me. The Frankie Berry, Count Chocula, and wasn't there a third one? Blueberry. We never got those. Yeah, top shelf. Is there a top shelf cereal and a bottom shelf cereal? Like the ones that come in a bag that are generic, I guess, or the bottom shelves, the store brand?
Oh, dude, did you hear that
Frankie
that
Berry.
they're coming out with a new Freddy Krueger movie?
I saw your post. Is that for real this time though, or because haven't we had?
I think so. And somebody recommended that dude from Stranger Things who played Zvekna. They recommended that he played the new Freddy Krueger, and I'm like, you know what? That's a good idea.
Okay. Or maybe who played Pennywise?
That freaking what's his face?
One of the SARS guards or whatever.
Bill Skarsgård. I can't pronounce his name, but
whatever his name is.
Maybe
him. Okay.
I didn't realize that was that same blonde dude from freaking Twilight. My wife was watching all these Twilight movies like last week or week before, and I'm like, that's the dude that plays Harry or Henry, whatever from Stranger Things. I'm like, oh no, shoot.
Yeah, I've never seen Twilight, but that's interesting. That plays Vecna, whatever this person plays Vecna.
I'm like, okay, yeah, I could possibly see it.
There's Bum. Matthew Lillard.
Let's watch the stream later. Hey, what's up, bud?
Yeah, I'm checking them. Klingons or Romulans?
Yeah, they said Matthew Lillard too. I still think that Matthew Lillard has too much of a baby face to pull off a Freddy Krueger.
Yeah,
but he's too psychotic enough not to envision him possibly in that role. Like with the Scream franchise.
Didn't he play one of the Ghostface killers in one of the Screams?
First one, yeah.
First one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, it's possible. Like he could. I think he has the skill level to pull it off. Like
Scream was before Scooby-Doo though, too, right? So maybe that changes your perspective on him after you see him as Scooby, right? You're kind of like, oh, he's the goofy, funny high guy or whatever.
But what I don't want to see is freaking Jim Carrey as Freddy Krueger.
Now I kind of want to see how that would turn out. That'd be kind of funny. Jim Carrey's Freddy Krueger.
Now, don't get me wrong. Like I've always liked Jim Carrey, but I've always thought that Jim Carrey was like one of the worst freaking actors on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with that being said, way back when the movie The Number 23 came out,
I
watched that movie, and I'm like, this is like the first serious role I've ever seen him in, and I'm like, damn, this guy's actually a serious actor. This guy's actually a pretty freaking brilliant actor. Like this was a freaking phenomenal role. Like he was amazing in that role.
Because doesn't he play like a crazy psycho or something in that?
Yeah,
but it's just you're used to Jim Carrey as Ace Ventura or whatever because he's so good at that, right? Is that comedic role? That's who you think of him as, right? Or Mask, or
you watch Mask and Ace Ventura and like freaking Fun with Dick and Jane and movies like that, like or Yes Man, stuff like that. Like I don't like
Liar.
I don't look at him like as a good actor. Like and oh man, that redhead in Liar Liar at the end of the movie during the outtakes when she's like over actor, and I'm like,
and he broke up. Yeah, broke out laughing because that was not the line that she was supposed to say.
Yeah, she's the mom from Mike and Molly. I forget her name, but I don't like. Yeah,
that's like Lucy Kurtz, I think, or something. Or no, am I getting
Lucy Kurtz? Yes,
is that her? Or am I getting mixed up?
No, that's her name. That's exactly right. Over actor, brilliant way to describe him. So, I mean, would he potentially have the talent to pull it off? Probably, but again, he's another one of those guys who I don't think he has the right look to be a. Remember, we all have Robert Englund for decades of watching this guy, so
yeah,
it's hard to envision anybody else.
I just think you were right about who was the guy that we made it once. What's his
Jackie
name?
O'Leary.
I mean, he's already got a serial killer name, so it's perfect, and he plays a lot of good creepy guys.
Yeah,
but I don't think he was the reason why that movie didn't do so well, though, right? Wasn't there other problems with the movie? I remember kind of watching it, but I kind of fell asleep.
And it was a great movie.
It just didn't get a lot of publicity, or wasn't popular, or was it okay? They didn't make a second one. I know.
It was a great movie, and everybody got the actor that all of the fans wanted. I have no idea why that movie failed. At the end of the day, it failed in my opinion, it failed for one reason and one reason only. It wasn't a Robert Englund, Freddy Krueger movie.
Yeah, Haley was fine. In fact, he could have been a great Freddy, but everybody knows Englund because he was Freddy for like 75 years or however long it was. How many movies and how long? Yeah, and he did such a great job. Unfortunately, I think that hurt his career too, though, right? Because now everybody thinks of him even worse than Jim Carrey is. Like he's Freddy Krueger. What else can you get Robert Englund to do? And he hasn't done as much. Vincent Price or Boris? Oh, I don't know if Price is probably the go-to. I don't know that I have a real favorite. Did you see the X-Files or Sliders? That feels like a good question for you.
I actually love both shows. Now,
Mm-hmm.
because X Files went longer, I'll choose X Files. But Sliders, at least the first couple seasons, once they started swapping out the actors, then that changes for me. Like once
Luckily,
they
that never happened with X-Files. The original stayed throughout the whole series.
until the last couple seasons.
Right. Yeah,
Once they
same thing
changed out
happened, ironically. But I think probably critically, X-Files is probably a better show, but I preferred Sliders is what I went with. I like the side. I don't know. The X-Files gets a little conspiratorial, and I honestly haven't seen it from beginning to end. I keep meaning to. I know a lot of buddy of mine watches it every year. I guess. I'm like, really? How long does that take you to rewatch it every year? You must really like that show.
Yeah, I'm still. I mean, Sliders. That's another great show that ended on a big ass cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell happened to Quinn Mallory and the team? Did they all die? Did they live? What happened once they jumped through the portal?
Did
Like,
X
what?
Files do the same thing, or did it have an ending? X Files didn't have an ending really either, did it? TV show
After season 8 or season 9, or when it came back 14 years later and had season 10?
with the movies, and then they had a few movies. Plus, they had another. Was it just one season with the
Well,
original? Fact, right? Didn't they bring back the original Mulder and Scully?
yeah, they came back for season 10 like in 2016.
I forgot about that. Something else happened that year. It made me forget, I guess. I don't know. That's my default. It's amazing how a lot of stuff happened in 2016. The only thing I remember is the Cubs winning the World Series. I don't remember. Like, oh, that happened that year? Vincent Price or Boris. I don't know that I have a person in there, but I'd probably go with Price. He's probably famous. Is he more famous? Maybe.
Yeah.
I know him better.
I think Rembrandt was all of our favorites,
Oh,
only
the
because
crime
he was probably like the longest tenured member of the cast. So
Yeah, actually, I think he was one of the few that made it the whole way, right? From beginning to end. Now that I think about it, it's been a while. I started rewatching on Peacock or whatever a couple years ago, and then I got interrupted. I have to see if it's still available somewhere. But yeah, I think maybe the sci-fi aspects really played into my brain more than the X-Files. That's probably how it was slided. But they both had issues like that, didn't they? People leaving X-Files the same cast for a lot longer. But,
yeah.
I don't know. For some reason, Sliders always tickled me.
But I'm trying to like look through. Like I'm thinking about Krueger, right?
Okay.
Because this is an interesting question, and
what modern actor? Freddy Krueger.
And I'm wondering, like, who the heck would I choose for my personal favorite? And
I honestly thought Haley would have been perfect for it, actually, and then they did it. So
I'd like them to actually go back to the original cast member. I'd like them to go back to Earl Haley and see what happens with another shot. I think one of the sad realities is Superman never went back to Brian Routh that gave him a second opportunity. Because I think he did a really good job with his role, and he was a perfect representative of Christopher Reeves. But he only got one opportunity to play his role in a really bad freaking Superman movie.
All of it is a blur now in my head. Like how many Batmen we've had, how many Supermen we've had, how many Spider-Men we've had. I'm like, they're like, well, let's remake it again. I'm like, really? Another Superman, another Batman? Haven't we done this? Can we give us a few years off? Oh, looks normal. Back to work. BBA checking in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he only got one. I kind of forgot. Yeah, I guess he did, Brandon. See, all those Supermen blur together, the movies. I'm like, I'm sure I watched it, but I don't remember who was what. Too many. That's a problem with. I think I just kind of checked out of superhero movies. I don't really pay attention. Aren't they coming out with another Avengers again? So I'm kind of like, well, I'll probably watch it eventually. Am I excited anymore? Yeah. I don't know what movie would excite me anymore.
You know, at this point, like I don't know if I even want to watch any more superhero movies as part of the Marvel universe.
One T down, one more to go. Yeah, movies in general. I rewatched because I was doing something else. I think Taxi Driver. I hadn't seen it in a while. I actually watched that this weekend, and I forget what was after that. I vaguely paid attention. I kind of forgot how kind of terrible Taxi Driver at the end is. Like, I guess 70s movies are a little different, but the action scene at the end when have you seen Taxi Driver with Robert De Niro?
Mm-mm.
You looking at me? You know that's where it's from. I forgot how kind of at the end the shootout that happens is kind of crappily acted. Maybe we're used to modern, slick-looking action movies, but that's definitely not what Taxi Driver was at the end.
Yeah,
but I think it was like early 70s or mid 70s or late 70s. It was a while ago. Ooh, That's right. Steven's collecting the LGN battle cards. 2 away. Who do you need? Because you have all the LGNs on card already.
Started, yeah.
So yeah,
Almost all of them. I'm missing like 2 or 3, I think.
are they like really expensive?
Not necessarily. Like the ones that I'm missing, I think I'm missing Dynamite Kid on single card.
Oh, interesting.
And
but you have the tag team, so you don't care so much, I guess, or something.
I got the tag team of the British Bulldogs.
They released them as a tag team, I assumed, at one point.
Yeah, I got British Bulldogs on tag team 2-pack, and I got Davey Boy on a single card. And so I'm missing Dynamite on a single card, and I'm missing both White Shirt and Red Shirt Hogan on blue card for Series 5.
Okay. But then you probably have all of the Bob cards then, effectively. They're just on cards still.
Yeah.
Yeah, the price is right, or the price is wrong. Ultimate Warrior and Tag Team Heart Foundation. I wonder how hard are those to get battle cards?
Shoot, for Warrior,
is he a hard one?
I mean, just for the bio card alone, would probably go for a couple $100, I would imagine. If somebody is even selling a bio card by itself. Heart Foundation, if somebody actually has a bio card, like a legitimate original card by itself, I would imagine the same thing.
You didn't get the tag team not that long ago, right? Heart Foundation. I think I remember your video. It wasn't that long ago when you found it. So you have to ask who has just the card. Is just going to sell the card, so that means they would have to have 250
but
Warrior. Wow.
Who back then would have who back then would actually cut that out though?
Yeah. Maybe you can get the whole. Let's see, for tag team, it'd be a box more than a card, wouldn't it? Weren't those boxes, or were they? Those are kind of boxes, aren't they? The LGN tag teams.
Yeah, they got boxes.
So who would have just the box? So you might have to buy the whole Heart Foundation, and how much does that go for? You have to get the figures too. That's not super cheap, is it? $250 for the Warrior. Yeah, and then it's worth it. I guess if you're collecting them, it's worth it. But $250 for the little bio card, is it worth it?
We're talking about just a carding. I mean, to me, that's one thing I probably never would get into. Like if I was on eBay one day and I saw like, hey, somebody had an auction for 25 bio cards, and it was $5 shipping, and it was going for like $3.50. I mean, would I bid on that? Like throw a bid, see if I was high bidder, maybe just to see if I could win. Because it would be cool to put those behind the figures on my shelf, but
that
would be about it.
Yeah, of course you don't necessarily need them because you have them all on card and stuff. But that would be kind of neat. But it's not worth $250 just to get the one bio card, especially for you, right? Yeah. That's going to be tough. It's a neat thing to collect. Are the bio cards more or less expensive than the posters? Because I know those are also a big thing too, right?
Posters got to be more expensive.
Are they? Okay.
They got.
I think you talked about them, but I think also the Collect Maker folks maybe Cardona talked about the posters. I think.
Yeah, Steve, that guy on Facebook, the guy that was selling the same thing, the same posters. When he tried charging me $130 to buy create me an own poster, I'm like, nah, man. I gotta turn away. I mean, his posters, they look amazing. His little binder book that he put together, I mean, it looks incredible. I'm not gonna knock him for that. His work looks impeccable, but I mean, when he tried charging me $130 to create a little poster design for me, and
for your figures, for your Maniac Rack Wrestler.
Yeah, and like, no, dude, that's crazy. I mean, how much time does that possibly take to do something like that? Like, I went on ChatGPT, I created something in like 2 minutes. And you saw the one that Bone Breaking Action came up with, and that poster design was freaking brilliant. Like, exactly what I was looking for. Amazing. So
behavior of the faculty. So you got back with him on eBay?
Which one?
Steven, thank you for getting back with me on eBay.
Oh yeah. I saw that. I see that. Yeah.
That's a dangerous place to go at night and you've had something to drink. Let me just shop eBay for one. You start bidding on wacky stuff, and then you accidentally win. You're like, I don't think I wanted to win that auction. Oops.
I like both movies from the 90s, but I'm gonna say Disturbing Behavior because I like Katie Holmes in that movie.
I don't
because it was
remember it.
Dawson's Creek, and I was really a big fan of Katie Holmes at that point.
That was her
Post,
branching out from Dawson's Creek, then probably, right?
yeah, but I mean, it was active during Dawson's Creek.
I don't remember that. So I'd go with Faculty because I do remember that movie, but I don't remember Disturbing Behavior. I have to go check.
They all the students were brainwashed and everything.
Wasn't it also very similar to the No, was it an alien in the Faculty or something?
Yeah, and I think James Marsden, if I recall correctly, was also in the movie.
I assume Kelvin chose it on purpose. They're very similar themes or plots or stories. Oh, Andre, yeah. That was where you talked about like spending a good chunk of money. I don't know what the going rate is for acrylic cases, but you saw Latuni, AJ had released the 2 for pre-order. I think I was going to ask him, but I'm not sure how much I'm interested. But I was wondering if the Andre the Giant will fit in one of those. But I started looking at the math, and I'm like, so if I buy a $25 LJN from Mattel, am I going to spend $40 to put it in a case?
That's exactly what somebody wrote on Facebook.
I felt bad, but that's the first thing I thought of. I'm like, that's more than the figure. Maybe I'll just wait. For the $50, $100 figures or whatever, sure, it might make sense. But I bought all mine so far at $25, right? Just waiting they're available to ship from Target.com.
I laughed at that. Person, I saw a message like that on Facebook. I'm like, look, you gotta look at it like this way. You look at it this way. And I responded to a comment. I said this. When LJNs were selling in the 80s for like $7, nobody expected these things to be worth $200, $500, $3,000, etc. today. So, I mean, are these $25 figures today going to be worth $5,000 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 40 years from now? They could be. They may not be. But if they are anything like the 1980s figures and they are selling for $300 20 years from now, 40 years from now, $500, $1,000, would you not like them to be in the best condition possible? Would you not like to protect them best way possible? Keep them as minty as possible. You may not be sending them off to be AFA graded. So keeping them in these hard plastic acrylic cases is the best way to do so. So you're not so much paying for these hard $4 cases to protect the $25 item, $25 investment. You're basically paying for this $40 case to protect a $250 investment later on.
That could make sense. But I would probably argue that $40 in the stock market today will be worth more over 30 years than that figure will. That's where I come down. But see, I'm buying it for myself. I just want to keep it for me accidentally breaking, the bend in the card or something. So that's where maybe I cheap out. But yeah, it's your perspective. And I'm not used to mint on card. I've never really collected anything other than baseball cards. But those are pretty easy to protect, right? Those little plastic things. I still got some of those. Those are real easy. I think I still got a few of my rookie Ryan Sandbergs, in fancy plastic. But even those were only a couple bucks. To protect the baseball cards a lot easier than a figure inside of a box or a card. But then, do they have any other better LGM cases that are a little bit cheaper? I haven't really looked. And it is Latuni, so I mean, I think I would definitely. I like how he's got the black. So you can do the black card in the black and the blue card in the blue. Maybe I'll wait for a sale and pick up a few. But it's really what about those giants? What case fits the Andre the Giant?
But you see, I would buy those acrylic cases not for Mattel. I would use those cases for actual Latuni figures. So
that's why I wondered. Do you think the Andre the Giant? Did he answer that? I didn't ask him. He said they're supposed to.
I don't think they would fit the Andre because those are 10-inch cases.
And based on the figure, he shows like a Hogan, the Mattel LJN Hogan in the case. I don't know. I think that's a lot smaller. I'd have to get my cards out. I've got a few Hogan's mint, got a few Andres mint on card. I'd have to compare, but I'm pretty sure that mint on card Andre is bigger.
Yeah, because I got a ton of acrylic cases here, and
doesn't fit any of them.
And a basic price for an acrylic case, because I mean all the acrylic cases I have, I bought off eBay or bought from other Facebook sellers or whatever, and $40 to $50 for those cases. Technically $50. That's standard price for those cases.
So his price is actually pretty good then.
Yeah, so it's not like he's overcharging.
Yeah. I think he would be, but.
And like I said, the cases, they're all used. It's not like I'm buying them brand new. Like I'm buying them from people who had them as part of their collection.
Yeah, so you're spending more than that for used cases.
And I was paying $50 per case for somebody's personal, what they already owned. So I was buying used cases for $50. So when they're like, "Oh, $40 expensive," I'm like, not really. I mean, this is basically what I've already been paying for cases. So I was already familiar and comfortable with that price. But like
But you
I'm
don't
not,
have a case yet for the Andre the Giant from the tuna yet,
yeah.
right? You don't have a big
But
enough case.
I'm more wanting these cases for like my actual LJNs that I want to keep carded, or like I said, hit the little Toonie figures that I want carded or whatnot. But I mean, the Mattels that I have upstairs, the way that they sit beautifully. They stand up on their own.
Mm.
I don't have to use a stand or nothing.
Yeah, they do
So
look good.
there's no need to encase those or anything.
I'm just for my own sake of I don't want to bend the cardboard accidentally. That's really it. But how much do I want to pay for that? But
Yeah.
I've not shopped for acrylic cases, so I just got to get comfortable with maybe the going rate is 30, 40, $50. But I still don't think those will fit the Andre the Giants. That's the bigger one.
I don't think so.
Will it fit the Macho Giants? Do you think? Is that a reasonable? I haven't looked at them side by side.
Yeah,
That's more reasonable
they
card.
should. They should. I mean, I'll pull out the one of my acrylic cases and try it, but they should.
Next batch of spring. Yeah, that should be any time now. Ultimate Warrior, Bundy, Ventura, Ultimate Warrior, Bundy, Ventura, and Austin. Right? Those are the. And now I'll know. I'll have to buy at least 2 of each, maybe 3 of
Who do we
each.
say? Ventura,
I think is the Ventura one of them. Bundy,
and yeah, Austin.
Warrior, and Austin. I'll probably have to buy 2 or 3 of each. I'm probably more excited about the old style LGN ones than the newer ones, and this will be kind of nice because this last batch it was really only a one Hogan. This next batch will have 3. Right? It's the opposite. Only one newer style, Austin.
Yeah.
And then you'll have an original looking Bundy, original looking Warrior, because it even looks like the original Warrior instead of Warrior himself. Right? They're not trying to be. They're trying to be. What do you say? More. What's the word I'm struggling for? Like the modern figures, they all want to look exactly like the wrestler. And what Mattel's doing is they want to make sure the modern LJN looks exactly like the old LJN, not necessarily like the wrestler. Right, if you look at the Hogan LGN that Mattel released, it doesn't look really like Hogan, but it looks like the original LGN, and that's what they're going for. Yeah, kind of an interesting perspective.
So, for Kelvin, let me see if this question here, Kingsman. Did I see Kingsman? I don't think so. Matrix, obviously, I think I've seen the first Matrix movie. Part 2 or 3. If I did see those movies, I don't remember them. I'm not a fan of the Matrix movies. So I'm gonna skip that one. And Children or Village of the Damned. I don't know if I've seen either of the movies. And if I have, I would probably say Village of the Damned. Sounds more familiar. But I want to say
the Matrix.
Village of the Damned sounds familiar to me, but I don't recognize. Like I don't know what it's about. Like I feel like I've seen it. I'm trying to picture it in my head, but I can't. So I'm gonna. Yeah, I gotta pass on that one because I'm not really sure. I'm gonna have to look that one up later on.
See, I thought the Andre the Tuna looked okay with the face paint. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop watching Fig Hill because didn't he put Macho Man on there, or was that another?
Yeah, Fig Hill. Like I said,
whatever. There's enough of you, Adam.
Everybody has their opinions. I look at a lot of his stuff. I feel like he was wrong with that. I don't feel like any of Latuni's figures deserve to be on anybody's worst list. His Andre the Giant Hasbro style figure was incredible. That's to me, it's right alongside the original Hasbro. Like, what issues could anybody have with that piece?
Oh yeah, and it's not even released yet. And he's got it on the list, right? So it's kind of like, how does he have that in hand even? Yeah.
I mean, maybe he got an early release because he's an influencer or something.
No, it does happen.
But he had 2 Andres, or so he had the 12-inch or the 10-inch Andre the Giant on there, which
face paint one.
I don't understand why, because like I said, I love that Andre figure. The worst thing about that is the arms up terrifying pose.
He's not wrong. I've seen a lot of people hate on that figure. They think it's too big.
But again,
it's not Rey Mysterio. It's Andre the Giant, guys. What the?
But again,
too big.
That's why I like
Monday's
Latuni
too
and
fat.
Big Rubber Guys. That's why I like the fact that they both came out with two different variations of Andre.
Yeah.
Big Rubber Guys stuck with the LGN style and they made it 8 inches. Keep it in line with LGN. Great. Latuni went a different route. They made it larger. They made it more realistic to Andre, made it bigger than all the others, which, again, it's its own take on it, made it better in that regard. So I love what Big Rubber Guys did with their take. I love what Latuni did with their take. If all these lines are making the exact same figure, it doesn't make it fun. It doesn't
What's
make
the
it
point?
enjoyable. It doesn't make it worth collecting.
Yeah.
And I really wish that he would have at least notated that aspect in his review. But that thing is a beast. It's a freaking weapon. It looks good. I love the size of it. There's nothing wrong with that piece whatsoever. And for the what was it called? I keep forgetting the actual name of the Blue Macho
I
Man,
think he
but
calls it ultrasonic. Yeah.
Ultrasonic. Thank you. Like I
Not sure.
said, it's just a freaking cool piece.
Because
Like,
once again, who's releasing that figure, especially in LJN style? Like no one. Like,
and
do we need another Macho in pink trunks? No, we probably don't. Right. So can we have something different? And he provided. Totally
and that
different.
you hit on the head. Purple trunks, pink trunks, green trunks. How many times you have those particular figure? Orange
Oh,
trunks.
this time he's in orange trunks. Totally different. Oh yeah, it's a repaint. Same pose. Like
How
BRG
many
has at
times
least
have
3 or
you
4 of
those
them, right? Pink,
figures?
orange, and green. I think all BRGs. Same pose, just different trunks. Oh, okay.
Exactly. So I like it that it's a new take, and I'm like, and I was just like everybody else. Like, what the heck is this Blue Macho Man? What is this all about? Once I talked to AJ and he gave me the backstory about it, I'm like, this is pretty damn cool. I mean, sometimes that's what it takes. You got to
Yeah,
hear the story, you got to understand the reference. Once
smart.
I saw the Macho Man in black and silver, I'm like, I didn't understand that reference because I never saw Macho Man in black and silver. Once he told me about this Hulk Hogan Brutus Beefcake versus Zeus and Macho Man '89 Survivor or
SummerSlam.
something,
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, awesome. Now we're getting somewhere. Now I understand the reference of this outfit. Suddenly, that Macho Man has become one of my favorites.
yeah. He's pulled some deep cuts with the Macho. I don't remember him wearing those trunks, but I remember that match. I didn't remember what he wore though. But it makes sense that they would have the color coded to go with Zeus because that match probably Zeus's outfit. But all I remember was SummerSlam, and I'm like, oh, okay. That one time in SummerSlam, he wrestled with those trunks. But knowing the backstory makes it different. I mean, honestly, I'd probably buy it anyways because I just like. I wish it was a different pose, but I get the math, the economics of reusing the mold. But
Yeah.
I just love the way they look and feel. So I don't mind getting another Macho in the same pose.
They were saying that
Yeah,
Andre looks like the guy from the American Pie movie.
I'm gonna have to look at it again because I never thought that when I first saw it. So I have to look at his face again tonight, maybe. Go
Oh,
look
God.
at him on the shelf and see. Does that? Well, because as soon as you said it, I opened it up. Nails does kind of look like Brock Lesnar, but I didn't notice it until you mentioned it. I got him up on another monitor, and he does.
Okay. Which,
Does kind of look like Brock Lesnar. Your nails, ChatGPT you mentioned earlier.
but
I
first
finally
we
opened it up again, and I'm like, yeah, I got it ready. Kind of looks like Brock. A little bit.
But who are we talking about as far as American Pie? Are we talking about Jason Biggs, or are we talking about like Eugene Levy or someone?
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe I need to go into a blend, but yeah, that was an ensemble cast, right? Which pie person was it? And he's see, I don't want to watch it. I don't want to, but, I'll have to watch that again. He was the saying Andre looks like the guy from American Pie movies. Maybe wasn't there a curly haired? Maybe the curly haired kid wasn't that in American Pie?
Like
No,
Jason
Biggs
Biggs.
isn't. Well, maybe did he have curly hair? Yeah, did he?
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
maybe
that's so
brown or
good.
black hair. I have to remember him.
That is friggin'
I
hilarious.
haven't seen that movie in forever. $2 $50 with coupon. Oh, the Coliseum Collection, Honky Tonk Man, and Ultimate Warrior on sale at Amazon. Just got an email. I don't think I want. I was going to collect the Coliseum collections, but I don't really care for the Elite Ultimate style figures anymore. Pulp Fiction. Yeah,
Classic.
been a while.
Oh man, I'm gonna get some more.
Okay. I guess herbal tea doesn't have any caffeine in it, so that's not keep me awake. Yeah, it's kind of sad because I really like Latuni and I like the owner. And I like the way the figures feel. And like, I don't know how many people released a Jungle Macho, another deep cut from a Saturday Night's Main Event Halloween episode. I don't know who's released those. Have you ever seen a Jungle Macho figure before?
Yeah, I got it. I got a couple.
No, but I mean, besides Latuni, did anybody else make many Jungle Machos? Right, so that's another.
Nope.
Fairly deep cut, right? I mean, I think he only wore that outfit for that one Halloween Saturday Night's Main Event episode. I think was the only time he wore it.
And that's another.
I remember that one though. I do remember that.
Another bit of hate he catches slack for is that. Oh well, he's he's catching fire because he wore this costume one time and now let's make a figure about him. I'm like, why the hell not? It's a good concept, it's a good idea. Why not have this Halloween outfit?
Because once again, all the rules with Macho, you got to start with the pink trunks and then you proceed to the orange trunks or whatever, and then is that all we got for Macho now? And then you got to get a Macho King and it has to look like this and no other variation. Like, what's the point then? So I can get the same pink trunk Macho in 10 different lines.
And I will take that freaking Tarzan look any day of the week. I think that might be one of my favorites. And point out you mentioned something about the legs. And
they don't squeeze quite as much. He used a different rubber or something for this.
Yeah, he did tell me something about that during.
Is it because of the paint maybe here or on the on his trunks? Maybe it's got the same kind of dotted paint.
Something in the groin area or butt of the figure or something. Something's different about that or something that makes the rubber is different or whatnot.
Because the top is still just flexible. It's like a different rubber, right? The top it's only the bottom that doesn't squeeze. The same. It comes with soft goods, so if you want to, I think his skirt comes off. Got like a little Velcro or something. So if you like soft goods on your figures, right? It comes with that. But this can come up and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But I was kind of disappointed in the leg squeeze, but it's not that big a deal. It stands better, probably, right? It does definitely stand better. It's stiffer. That code. Giggity. It's stiffer.
When you go into the shelf and you look at this lineup of cards, and then you see the individual piece sit in front of their cards, and then it just looks so nice laid out. But I gotta find a new layout because I don't want to keep all of my Latuni figures, hidden in the storage room on the back shelf on the lower level of that shelf. I want it to be like the main display room where it could actually be seen in the background of my videos. When I make those, so.
You have to move some figures around though to make room for those, and then some figures get demoted or like, okay, I'm sick of looking at your face. You go into the back. You got to rotate a little bit.
Oh, and I got a couple new Vince McMahon customs from Mark Hackenberg today. So
okay,
I'm also trying to get like a new acrylic case that's like that long, right? So that I can put like all of the Mark Hackenberg Vince McMahon customs I have, all together, and kind of make
Vince. All the ones you got from him are all Vince?
Well, I got 2 today, but I also had like the Vince McMahon prototype that I got from him before.
Oh, okay.
And he's planning on painting it like a blue suit, like a lighter blue suit than the one I have now. So who knows? I might pick that up from him later on in the future. So eventually I might end up with like 4, 5, 6 Vince McMahon figures. But I might stick to only Vince customs painted by Mark Hackenberg and put that all in one single acrylic display case.
It's quite a niche, isn't it? Oh, and so you're saying they're customs, but it's really all original Vince LGNs he just repainted, or are they actual custom figures?
No, they're the original figures that he repainted.
Yeah, so those are all actual LGNs with the original paint. He just repainted them. Yeah. Does he fix up like loose but heavily painted and discolored LGNs and sell those?
He does.
That's what I'd be interested in, because I'm always nervous about getting loose LJNs because I can't always swap pictures if it's worth the money for the bumps they have on them. I'm like, somebody's got to be a better artist than me and figure out the right paint and stuff. And is touching these up. I wouldn't mind paying extra for a touched up one. I know going into it, at least it was an LJN at one point. You just made it look better. I'm not collecting it on card, but I would like to have it. Does he sell from a website, or where does he sell his stuff? His wares?
Hack 316 on eBay. But
Okay, eBay.
you can look up Mark Hackenberg on Facebook or whatever and find him on there as well. But you could look up on the like the LGN Facebook groups, and you can find him there. Occasionally, like he posts up a lot. So
Because I'm always interested in that. It'd be nice to be able to do it, but I don't think I would ever have the time to try to figure it out. I don't think I have the dexterity to paint. I assume that he's hand painting those, or does there?
yeah, no, he's hand painted. Like I think like, when you look at like Ram Treasures and you look at her figures, a lot of times, her figures like the paint will crack. I don't know if it's the rubber that she uses or if she's not sealing them correctly. I don't know, but like a lot of my rubber, like almost all of my Ram Treasure figures, the paint is cracking on almost all the figures, and it drives me nuts because those figures are like crazy expensive and it's infuriating.
And they're largely just sitting there on a shelf. You're not playing them, so like, why would the paint go bad?
They don't move. Other than when I pick them up and I do my videos and I talk about them. That's it.
Yeah.
Mark Hagman figures, they're perfect. There's like they literally look like they just came off the factory floor. So that's like when I say he has like among my highest recommendations as an artist. I mean, clear paint, clear coating on the figures. There's a Harley race figure that I have where he took an original figure and he added like beard and goatee and everything.
Oh, really?
Made the figure look 25 years younger.
Wow. Oh.
Actually, that figure is in my next tournament video tomorrow morning. So,
nice.
And I actually say that in my video. He actually looks 25 years younger, and I think that's pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah, because by the time Harley got to the WWF, he was an old man.
He was like what, in his 40s or something, late 40s.
I mean, Vince wanted him earlier, and he told him no. I think when he was going to drop the belt to Flair, maybe in Starrcade or something like that, Vince, the NWA belt maybe or something like that. I remember seeing that. Vince wanted to say, hey, he wanted to give him the Hogan, right? Because like Hogan, he bought Hogan, and Hogan no-showed because they paid him not to show up for like the Christmas event in AWA or whatever. He tried to do the same thing. This would have been a bigger deal. Harley dropped the belt to Flair, the NWA belt maybe. And Harley said, no, I've made we made the promise, whatever, give the belt up to Flair. This was before Flair was Flair, too. I don't think Flair was with Flair yet. Helped to make his career. But yeah, I would be surprised because, Vince knew how to do business, whether it's good or bad or whatever. I mean, that's business. Vince did a lot of smart things, took a lot of risks.
I need him in the finals.
Harley, the young Harley?
The young Harley, that's what I was going to say.
I think, because it's a young Harley. Isn't there? There's a BRG Harley, right? I think I've got that one.
Yeah, I also showed that one in the video as well, kind of comparing the two figures together.
Oh, good.
I don't like it. I think it's, from Big Rubber Guys, I think it's an okay figure. But why do they stick with that same hands in, like, the exact same figure as LJN? And then they come out with Haku, Islander, and Big Rubber, and the stupid, the King Haku with the stupid hands up. Oh my God. One of the worst action figures ever made, and why Big Rubber Guys doing the exact same thing? Oh my, that drives me.
As
why?
an homage to the original LGN, I'm sure, right? You're not really playing with it, I guess, so.
I mean, true, but it's still.
I assume.
It kills me as a fan and a collector to have to look at that. I can simply pass on it, but then if I pass on it, then what happens? I'm gonna regret it, and then some months down the road, I'm gonna try and buy it on eBay, and it's gonna cost me $450 when I could have bought it now for $50.
Yeah, I almost don't now buy it. Even like the Hillbilly Jim, even though it doesn't quite look like him, I'm like, well, I want him in my collection next time. That's an actual LJN I have loose. I only have two, and one of them's Hillbilly, so I'm like, I kind of need him. I even like got Misty Hyatt. I'm not that interested in, which I haven't opened yet. But I'm like, well, I'm gonna rue the day if I had a chance to get it for $50. Or actually, I think I got a discount because I pre-ordered it from J&J Figures, so I used one of the. I'm still kind of on the fence. That's why I bought them at Big Bag Toy Store. I pre-ordered the Philly Fanatic and the Met, and then probably the Macho I need. Macho and a Red but I'm not sure if I care about the two mascots. So I pre-ordered them at Big Bag Toy Store because I can cancel them. Right, I haven't paid for them yet.
So
oh, really? Funk, Hart, and Usos? What do you think about the LG and Dusty? It has the hat, but no nightstick, right?
Yeah, I don't like the new Dusty. Like it's
Kinda
it's an
weird.
okay figure, but like it's not better than big rubber guys. I don't think.
The pose is weird, isn't it? It's kind of
Like
got a
I
weird
don't think
pose.
I don't even think it's even better than Ram Charger's Dusty Rhodes.
Hmm.
I mean, they could have done what they. I'm sick and tired of the polka dot look.
Oh,
There's a magazine, one of the
that's
WWF
true.
magazines where he's wearing like this tie dye T-shirt, and I'm like, you know what? I would take the tie dye T-shirt, the police hat, and I think he's still wearing like a polka dot trunks, and that would have been fine. He probably still has polka dot trunks, polka dot knee pads.
That'd be interesting.
That would have been a different look. But everybody keeps coming out with the polka dot look. I'm like, stop it with your obsession with the polka dots. Give us something different. Everyone and their mom are coming out with polka dots.
The first time made sense. Oh, great, we get the polka dot look, and then the second, and the third, and then the fourth, the 12th, and then the 100th and 12th. Yeah, we got it. He had polka dots. Vince maybe was poking fun at him. I don't. But like Dusty said, no, I can make this. And I think Dusty made a ton of money with his polka dot. He made it work. He didn't care. But yeah, that is true. The pose is kind of weird, isn't it? And his face looks almost. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know what to think. I bought it and I got a few men on card and I still enjoy it. Yeah, so Steven agrees with you. Polka dots. Yeah. Or maybe go with an old Dusty before he was super before he went to the WWF, maybe go back in time and
So
he's got a long career.
Was this as far as Terry Funk and Bret Hart?
Yeah. I like a Bret Hart. Why Terry Funk?
Terry Funk and Bret Hart, or is it going to be a brand new release?
Right. I could definitely see if the Funk's going to come with all the accessories and stuff. But like that, how does the Funk look? The LJN Funk. The Bret Hart looks terrible, right? The original LJN Bret Hart is kind of.
That's Terry Funk. Bret Hart is just the original. The original Tito Santana. Before Tito Santana came like this, Tito Santana had his arms like this.
But how about the face on the Terry Funk or the I assume they're going to pattern him after the original, and I'm like, man, we need a better face for this.
I mean, Terry Funk was fine. I mean, he had two different variants, you know, with teeth showing, without.
Oh,
so. But I mean,
I'm a Bret Hart and Terry Funk fan, so I'll buy him anyway. So I'm excited. I don't think I care about the Usos, but I'll probably buy at least one anyway. But birthmark on his stomach. Oh. Yeah, it doesn't. Does the BRG? The BRG has his birthmark, doesn't it? I think it does.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Now, what I don't like there is that their variant or their chase wasn't it just a different colored boot and that's it?
Yeah, they have a red version and a yellow version.
I every time I look, I'm like, I would like it if it was $50, but it's always like $80 or something. I'm like, they didn't even repaint much. They just repainted the boots. It's really stupid. Yeah, Mattel Andre, we need. What? Did I miss something?
My wife is over here dancing in front of me.
Oh, Welcome to the stage. No,
she's over here dancing, trying to get me a laugh.
You had bowls.
It's working.
Damn.
Oh, you said bowls. I thought you said you had bowls.
I don't have balls.
I said
balls?
you were talking to me. You said you had balls.
I have balls.
That's not what I said. You were looking at me. You said you had balls.
No, I did not say I had balls.
I didn't say you had balls. Stop twisting my words.
Who told me what was balls?
That's not what I said. You looked at the bowls and you said who had balls.
I did not say I had balls.
That's not what I said.
Maybe putting meatballs in the bowls. Maybe that's what you guys are talking about. You got some meatballs for my bowls?
Love you, Waddy.
Yeah.
Isn't she supposed to keep your balls in a purse? That's how it's supposed to go, not in the bowl.
There you go, Waddy.
Isn't that supposed to be? I'm out of tea.
How about a haiku? Please, no more haikus. We're all
I think
haikus.
they should wait since we just got two BRG haikus. Maybe Mattel can wait. I wouldn't mind, but then, like you say, they are probably going to go with the original haiku, right? Because he was in the LJN line. And you want something different, so you're not going to get it from Mattel, I don't think, for a while. They're going to do the original, probably. I guess I would assume.
So there's been some good news ever since I posted that that fake, that the bootleg. And here's the thing, it was just an example figure. That wasn't even a legitimate release. It was just an example, but ever since I posted that bootleg nails image, I've had a lot of people reach out to me, and a lot of indie wrestlers reach out to me on Facebook, asking what's my ideas, because they might be interested in working with me to potentially get their own action figure released. And I'm like, that'd be awesome, because I want legitimate wrestlers to be part of the line and whatnot. So, but I'm letting them know, like, hey, this is a self-funded project. I'm not going through pre-orders or anything like that. So right now, I'm only financially covering one person, one figure at a time. So it may be a while before we're able to do anything, until we become more established and hopefully become successful. Because if these start selling like hotcakes and I could afford to pay for 2 figures, 3 figures at a time, then that's a different story. But
until then,
so it's gonna be slow moving. But I told the guys, hey, keep me in mind and keep in contact with me. I'm gonna reach out to you guys to keep you in contact, keep you guys up to date as well, because some of the guys, I mean, their looks, especially one guy I that reached out to me, one of the first guys to reach out to me, he sent me some photos of him. I'm like, dude, yes, this is exactly the kind of look that I need for my line. It's kind of like an adorable Adrian Adonis meets Bret Hart, and I'm like, freaking awesome,
interesting matchup,
my dude. Plus, he sent me a picture. He had a picture where he was meeting Abdul the Butcher, and I'm like, dude, you freaking know Abby. That's freaking killer. And he sent this bloody image where he was working a match with Abdullah Butcher back in the day, and he's all bloody. Abdullah Butcher's all bloody. I'm like, God dang, that's it. It's like a dream for me to have Abdullah Butcher as part of my Maniac Right Wrestling line. Now I know I could never afford Abdullah himself, but to kind of have that image as the background, to have him as being this particular wrestler as part of the line, maybe. So, we can actually talk about Evil Nate as being one of those indie wrestlers that we could possibly have as like the first, starter to kind of get the line off to get the line started. Maybe.
Which is great, because he's got a great look and a great personality.
Now, he's got like the whole Texas chalk. Plus, if anyone that's watched my videos knows about Texas Chainsaw Massacre, kind of know why that movie in particular means a lot to me from a personal standpoint. Anybody that's watched that last individual live stream I made, kind of know why that movie means a lot to me. So,
they've remade it a few times now, haven't they?
Yeah.
Has it been a couple?
The 2003 remake is particularly special to me for obviously for that particular reason. But he, like I said, Evil Nate, he's got that TCM look to him going. So, I would love to make an action figure of that dude and get something going. What would it cost to sign someone like him? What would he ask? In for the cost of sales? Would he ask for like 25% of each sale, or would he say, "Hey, what are you asking to get out of this? I need $100 for each sale." No, dude, I can't. We can't do that, because
how much would you have to charge for each figure then? Yeah.
Like, I feel like I could probably sell this at my show, and I would sign these figures, and I could probably sell them at my show for $100 tops. All right, Nate, what do you think we could work on? All right, Matthew, this is what I'm thinking. You sell these for $100 or for $50 a piece, and what I can do is I can sell these at my show for $100 signed, which means that he can basically get $50 extra on his end, and I'll put the $50 for each individual figure. What I would have to do in the back end is basically order extra figures, basically double what I was originally planning on purchasing. So if I was going to order 250, maybe I'll order 500 figures.
Okay.
And hopefully, I earned the profit that I needed originally based on that.
Oh, because of that, yeah.
Because I'm not earning the. But by paying more money for 500, I'm still not going to be earning the profit I need because I'm paying, for more figures and I'm paying more in shipping. So, but
And that's more money you need up front.
but that still means that hopefully I would still have enough money left over where there's money to pay for the mold, for the second mold. B, maybe if I'm lucky, there's enough money left over to pay for a third mold.
Mm-hmm.
The second figure, the third figure, and maybe there's enough profit left over that I could put aside where maybe I could pay for the actual next set of figures, right? So that's what I'm looking at. So like I'm always staying up all night because I'm always thinking about these things. And man, I tell you, like I got bags under my eyes because like I stay up all night every night because I always focus on this stuff. It keeps it's infuriating, but it's very exciting, man. Like every time I talk to somebody about this, like I get it brings so much joy to talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
But it's also like it's nerve-wracking at the same time because it's the first time I'm going through something like this. So how's it going to play out? What's the expectation? But
and yeah, I got to keep them check. Are you expecting? Are you? Is your outlook too rosy? How do you know what to expect? How many figures you're selling? How quickly? I mean, the industry better than most anyone, if anything. And you got some people that lean on like AJ and that, but yeah, it'd be exciting to know someone getting started on the ground floor, I guess you'd say, starting from the beginning.
Absolutely.
On eBay in a day. Oh, geez.
How many hours do you spend on eBay in a day?
Buying
Hey,
stuff.
man, Steven, up until a few months ago, shoot, when I got home back in 2022, up until like early 2025, man, countless hours. I couldn't even tell you because I mean, not just buying. Like I sell on eBay, right? And I'm always on eBay because I'm always checking messages, or I'm looking at views on my sales, on my auctions, or on my listings. I'm looking at comments or on messages and stuff, right? If nothing is selling, I'm going back to past messages, even if they're days old, weeks old, months old, and I'm going back and I'm trying to network. And I'm like, hey, you reached out, you inquired about this in the past. Hey, are you still interested? Maybe we can work out a deal, that type of stuff, right? So it's not always about buying on eBay. So I was always on eBay for like what I consider business hours or something.
Yeah, I think that's true.
So not so much. I'm not on so much eBay anymore for buying purposes, but I do spend a lot of time on eBay for those reasons. But not a lot. Like we're not talking, a lot of several hours a day or anything like that. Like if I'm sitting down watching a movie or something, I'll pick up my phone, maybe I'll jump on Facebook or TikTok or AOL or Gmail or something, or jump on eBay, see if I have anything that's sold or if I have any new messages or anything like that. Did I get any new bids? So I'll check that, periodically throughout the day. But I don't like sit there and like search eBay for like new auctions or anything.
I do. But I can go a few days without it and then spend probably 10. The problem is that I only spend in so many chunks. Like YouTube can go down a rabbit hole. I can spend an hour or two or three. But I mean, that's a long time on eBay, like doing a few searches, seeing if there's anything interesting, adding or whatever. And then you're done like 5 to 10 minutes later. I'm like, okay, let's move on. But probably you do that enough during the day. Maybe it adds up. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I can only spend so much time on eBay, and then I'm like, okay, it's not like I'm buying much stuff. So then I move on to YouTube or whatever. Reddit. I spend some time on Reddit, Facebook, see anything going on, check my email, check the news, check the stock market. There's lots of stuff. Maybe actually watch TV that's on in front of me that I'm not watching. I need to do that sometimes. I started watching this show. I'm way behind. Pluribus, I think it's called, on Apple TV.
Yeah.
I finally watched, I think, the first 2 episodes this weekend. So it'd be like, maybe I should just watch that instead of going to eBay again for something I don't need. Yeah. There's always something, though. Steven, right, Matt? There's always something you could find that you need. Want, I guess, not need. I need oxygen. I need water. I need some food. Needs to overused term, isn't it?
I mean, there's a whole shelf in the garage that's like a whole shelf just full of all my sellables, Mercari, eBay, and stuff. I'm waiting for all that stuff to sell, man, because once that stuff sells, like I can use that shelf for more storables for my collections. So, I just have all these darn boxes, like all that, grapples and gimmicks, and all of those boxes from Zombie Sailors that I bought duplicates of, thinking, "Oh my god, this stuff is valuable, and I can resell this stuff."
No,
It doesn't sell. Like, you think you could resell that stuff? Like I sold, put grapples and gimmicks. I think it was Mark Merrill. Because I accidentally bought all this stuff duplicates, right?
Mhm.
Like I talk about all the time. You buy something and you buy two of them, and they'll come back. Advertisement on your AOL, Gmail, whatever. Get your figures now before they run out, and you buy two more. Come back like a month later. Get your figures now before they run out. You order two of them. 6 months later, you get like six figures in the mail. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell did I get six figures for? Because you ordered six times.
you pre-ordered it. Yeah. Don't follow Collect Major on Facebook because they're constantly spamming. Like, I don't. Every time I log into Facebook, it's like, "Hey, have you gotten your Tito Nibble yet?" I'm like, "Yeah, I already did. Thanks." Yeah, if you don't keep track of stuff, it can really add up.
Yeah, so like I'll have I ended up with like 10,000 Mark Merrill figures, and
no offense to Mark Merrill, he's not Hulk Hogan, right? So how can you find enough find enough Mark Merrill fans out there to buy all your supply?
And that's an awesome figure, right? But I already told people, like, I am not, or at least the goal was, and I had no choice because it already sold.
Oh.
I don't want to give my stuff away for pennies. Like, I will sell it for what it sold, for what I paid for it. Like, if I paid $40 and 0 cents, I will sell it for $40 and 0 cents. All right, so I'm not going to BS. If I paid $40.03, am I going to charge you $40.03? No.
Just got reset.
That's fine with me. All right. But the thing is, if I pay $40, I don't want to sell it for 20. But that's exactly what happened ish. I put it on eBay. I started like 99-cent auction, and like
the
what
minimum?
was like $8 shipping or whatever it was. Damn thing sold for like $5.50.
Oh, geez.
It was you're talking, you spent $40+ on this item, and it sells for $5.50. And
I mean, that's ridiculous, right?
I'm like, people that get on and they freaking blaze the living hell out of grapplers and gimmicks like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm like, dude, I love the company as much as anyone else. I love their figures as much as anyone else. But dude, let's be freaking honest. If people wanted these figures, they would buy the figures when they pre-order, or they would go on their website buy the stuff. They don't want them because they are not that valuable. They are not $40 figures.
Yeah, and they've gone up in price even, right? It's
and so when you go out and you get diesel 94, 95, and you're spending $65 to $75 for the darn thing. I'm like, come on, let's be realistic. They're not $40 figures. Why do you think they're worth $75?
Yeah, and that figure isn't really much better than the Mattel Retro.
Oh, not even close. No.
So I'm going to buy that for $15, or I think I even got cheaper than that because the NWO sale, the Mattel NWO 4-pack, I think I got for real cheap, relatively speaking. Now the Oz one, I would probably buy, but he wants like 65 or something for it. I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I like it enough. That's a 4-pack of Mattel Retros right there. I don't know if I care that much. He's talking about the thumb wrestlers. You guys both collect them, right? You and Steven?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Talked about you both needed Bundy and Jake carded, or just Bundy?
Well, I got them all loose, and Jake Roberts or King Kong Bundy on card. Those would probably go for like $3,000 if you ever found those carded.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know if it would really go that high, but probably.
You don't see them a lot, I assume. They're not as many supply. Many people don't collect them as much as like the standard.
I don't know if anyone. I highly doubt you would find any Jake Roberts thumb wrestler on card. Bundy, same thing. I don't think it exists in the world.
Have you seen them? Yeah, you haven't seen them available for sale anywhere
because you would think somebody on some group, on some Facebook group, would post the pictures of them and they would post them a lot. And the fact that nobody posts them ever, I mean, it tells me that they just don't exist.
Do you have any men on card?
Thumb wrestlers, yeah. I probably got about 14 or 15.
Okay, so yeah, they do. Some of them exist. But you've never seen a Jake, or have you seen a Bundy on card?
No.
Oh, I've never looked for them. I remember having some as a kid. I wonder if it makes more sense that they wouldn't be on card because you're more likely to thumb wrestle with them than maybe the LJN figures. Maybe I'm trying to think, or they probably made fewer of them. The LJNs were a lot more popular, and probably they made more of them.
I mean, I've got. I think I have because all the good guys are always gonna be on the left side of the card. So Hogan's always on the left side. Hillbilly Jim is always on the left side. Junkyard Dog is always on the left side.
Didn't really think about that. Oh, got another guest on the show.
Morty.
Back for round 2. Meow.
No.
Got some cute kiddo nipples. Heard you talking Bundy and Jake thumb wrestlers and thought I'd come join you. Apparently a big thumb wrestler fan. Oh, is that part of the deal? They never got American release? They weren't released? I don't even remember what thumb wrestlers I had. I know I had some.
Say hi to people.
Wave your paw. I want to. Meow. Want to thumb wrestle? Get that paw inside of a Bundy or Jake. See who wins.
Bye, Morty.
I never thought to look for that one. I remember having the thumb wrestlers. I don't think I liked them as much as the LJN and retros, but I never really. I know you've seen the videos, but they never prompted me to even go out to eBay and do a search just to see how hard would it be to get. Kind of like with the bio cards, which is a neat idea. I've never thought, what if I just collected the bio cards? Would that make it easier on the LJN side? Probably not. Well, it sounds like still expensive. Not going to save that much money just collecting the bio cards, I guess. Well, but actually, the bio cards, yeah, they would be worth. I think loose LJN would be the cheapest of the bunch because you're more likely to keep the figure or the poster or the card, right? The figure. A lot of us destroyed the poster one time or threw away the card because honestly, as a kid, I never really cared about the bio cards. You read it once and then I forgot about it, right? I didn't even care about the posters. I never put them up, so I don't know what mine probably in landfill for 40 years now or whatever.
Yeah, they jumped on the shelf.
Man,
every time I open these doors, no matter what door I go, like they just want to shoot right past me and run anywhere. I go outside, they want to shoot right into the street outside, or they want to shoot down the stairs into the basement or something. So I always have to stop them. So, but they're not allowed in the basement, so they don't jump on that room. They're not allowed in any. They're not allowed in the purple room upstairs where I have my other displays. So. They don't knock that stuff. And when they do go in that room, they don't really jump on the shelves in there. So
no close calls or nothing. Them jumping on the wrong figure, knocking it over, or anything like that. Yeah.
Well, guys, we have about a few more minutes to 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
and I think I'm gonna cap this at 9 o'clock and cap this at about 2 hours.
So the Cubs are winning the World Series this year. I heard. We knew that.
Well, with Bregman on board, I think it's only a matter of time now.
I'm prepared to be hurt again.
No, I think we're gonna make a deep run. I think that the holes in freaking LA are gonna be showing because
I hope so.
Didn't they have a poor start to their season this year, and then they just kind of took off, towards like the end of the season or something, like mid-season.
I think so because probably a lot of us made jokes about like you went out and spent all this money and you started off, like worse than the Kansas City Royals, or whatever. I can't remember it though.
I mean, when you got like $1 billion payroll, I mean, there's just like eventually they're gonna, and then they're still gonna try to spend. They're gonna sign Tucker. They're gonna sign him to like 7 years, and they're gonna give him like $260 million for like 7 years or something, some outrageous number, or 7 years, 350, some crazy number like that, and they're gonna stretch themselves so darn thin that they're not gonna have any way to acquire anybody at the trade deadline. They're gonna have all these injuries. They're gonna be broke.
I hope so. I'm sick of them already. Right, 2 in a row. We need, even if it's not the Cubs, somebody else win it. I don't want to say Yankees or Cardinals though, but maybe
Hey, you
Oh,
too,
my
Steve.
nose. That's what have been so great because the Blue Jays, they just won 2, and it was years and years and years ago. If they would have won last year, I'd have been fine with that. Got a good young team, but alas.
Yeah, man, I really thought that the Blue Jays were going to pull it out this season, and they should have. They were right there, like so many golden opportunities. I have no freaking clue how the Dodgers pulled it out.
Yeah.
Like, I really thought that this was 2016 over again. I thought the Blue Jays were the Cubs 2016, and
Alas.
it's a hard to see what the Dodgers did, man.
We need to stop the Dodgers in the playoffs. Or maybe they don't even make the playoffs. Maybe they get hurt or have a bad year. I don't know. That'd be even better, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think the Dodgers are going to go to the playoffs. I think they'll be back in the NLCS. I think the only way that they don't make it back to the World Series if you have a team like the Cubs actually do what they're supposed to, and I think the Cubs have the opportunity this season.
Or somebody else get hot in the playoffs.
The Brewers
That's
won't
the
do
problem
it.
with baseball.
San Diego won't defeat them.
But you never know. If they get hot, if one of those teams gets hot, they could beat anyone. But what are the odds? Yeah. Well, I mean, baseball is different. It's hard to say.
I don't see Philadelphia. Like I think Philadelphia would choke against the Dodgers.
They made the playoffs last year, didn't they? Though
Yeah,
Phillies. What did that happen? They lose in the first round. I can't remember.
I think so. Like who they lose to though? I don't remember.
I don't even remember. No, I don't. They weren't facing the Dodgers, but yeah, I've slept poorly since then. I totally forgot. But well, as long as it's not the Yankees or Cardinals or Dodgers.
I look at 2017. I look at Washington and the Cubs. The Cubs were not better than Washington in that NLDS.
No.
The Washington, they're like, you know what? We had a good season. We want to go home. And the Cubs are like, no, you know what? No, we had a good season. We want to go home. You beat us. No. You beat us. No, you beat us. And they just kept going back and forth, wanting the other team to beat them. And it just so happens that the Nationals outsucked the Cubs.
They did.
It wasn't that the Cubs were better. It just says who wanted to suck more. That's why the Cubs beat the Nationals in 2017.
I think that was the last playoff appearance with Harper on the Nationals, right? It wasn't until he left the Nationals finally got over the hump and won it all, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, because
poor guy got to cry himself to sleep at night with his $500 million contract with no title yet. Oh, wait, did the Phillies win? No, the Phillies haven't won a title with him yet, have they?
No,
No, they didn't. Okay, I can't remember. Maybe they didn't. But I thought that was funny is that as soon as he left, they won, I think, the next year.
2019.
The Nationals finally win, and they're like, without Bryce Harper. That's really weird. But they did have Soto still. But I remember there's a lot of weird stuff that happened. Didn't they bring in Max Scherzer in Game 5 early, and the Cubs proceeded to get, like, weird runs and stuff? And you're just like, it's not the Nationals' night.
Hey, if you see that Jason Up Roddy Piper figure, you know what? Actually, I want to ask Jason to send me his Jason Up Roddy Piper figure, and I want to include that in next year's tournament.
That sounds kind of interesting. I don't know.
I think that would be funny as hell. I want to see how far a Jason Up if anybody's watched his channel and they know about that Roddy Piper Jason Up figure, I want to see how far that one would make it in my tournament.
I need to look that up then. I'm kind of interested as a late Roddy Piper fan. You know, as a kid, I hated Roddy Piper because he was doing his job. He was a heel, right? And I was a kid. I was a Hulkamania.
Cats are not allowed in the figure rooms.
There are no cats in the figure rooms. That's what you think. Cats can be kind of devious, though. They'll, like you said, as soon as you open the door, zoom. Oh, this is the forbidden room. I need to get in here. Or just getting into mischief, jumping and stuff they shouldn't. And because most cats, pretty much all cats, unless they're hurt or overweight, they can jump like crazy. Even the overweight ones can get into stuff, right? You're like, how did you get up there? Well, I'm a cat. That's what I do.
Yeah. Hey, Brittany, you still in the comments?
Cats
you can't hear me.
Oh, well. So Wednesday, planning to do again? You know the co-host, is BBA available? You haven't done a BBA in a while. I didn't know. Now I just kind of assume. I'm going to watch the stream anyway, so I'm always ready. But
yeah, he works now. So I mean, he works a lot of double shifts now. So that's why he stopped the Wednesday dual live streams.
And I think Bump's in the same boat, taking some extra shifts and stuff.
Yeah, so that's why same thing. He started pulling double shifts as well. So
I'm blessed that I'm usually more 9 to 5 jobs now. My career.
Kirk, I got him to do a live stream with me last week, which was pretty nice. And it looks like we're gonna try and do because he wakes up really early in the morning. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we're gonna try and do like morning dual live streams. So
Okay.
like every Friday, we're gonna try and do talk about like Hasbro's.
Is that his love Hasbro retros?
I mean, I
This
love
is one of
Hasbro's,
yours
but
too. Yeah,
I mean,
it just
Hasbro's
seems like
my
we're always
favorite
talking.
line. So
Yeah, that's true. I kind of forget that because we're always talking LGN, maybe because that's I'm more of a fan. But I have a lot of retros now, but though as a kid, probably the LGN is just more nostalgic because that was the first thing I got. But I probably
yeah,
bought and played with Hasbro's more than any of them, if I
yeah.
think of it really.
And of course, a couple years ago, I did reviews on all the Hasbro's, series by series, and then this year, or well, 2025, I should say, Kirk recommended, hey, you ever going to go back and you do Hasbro reviews? I'm like, well, I've already done Hasbro reviews, but it's been a year or probably more than a year since I've done these reviews, so yeah, I could probably go back and do that. So that started the Tuesday shows.
Mm.
And every Tuesday, I was doing full-on reviews. Every Tuesday, all of Series 1. The next Tuesday, all of Series 2, etc., where we looked at all of the card figures plus all of the loose figures.
Yep.
And did a full-on history and all you review the figures, all that type of stuff. And then once Hasbro's were done, we moved on to all of LJN's.
Okay.
All series by series. Then moved on to prototypes. All the history for that stuff, and then we moved on to like thumb wrestlers, bendies, and stuff like that. Right?
Nice.
Remcos, Galoobs.
Oh, I was just going to ask Gloobs. Yep.
So
I didn't have any Remcos, but Gloobs would have been the third one that I had.
So for like 8 months, every Tuesday we had a Tuesday show, and that was so freaking much fun. But I was considering doing it like original San Francisco toy makers, but the way I had them sitting on my shelves, I just got lazy. I didn't want to pull those darn box figures off my shelves. I'm like, plus I didn't know if there was going to be a lot of interest in that line. So I'm like, you know what? I decided after the Gloobs, that was the end of my Tuesday shows.
The Hasbro Retros and Gloobs were released around a similar time, weren't they?
1990 originally.
I'm pretty sure I wrestled them together. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
As a kid, and they would have been close enough. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I should know this, but have you had any Hasbro Retro tournaments?
I mean, not as an adult, but like as a kid, hell
no,
yeah.
But like your LGN tournaments is why I say that, right? Have you had a retro tournament?
Oh, I thought, well, yeah.
I feel like
LGN, like my favorite LGN tournaments. This is my 4th time doing this. I had my favorite Hasbro tournament. I've had my favorite LJN tournament. I've had my favorite Remco tournament, and I've had my favorite tag team tournament. Now, my favorite tag team tournament, that did include everything: LJNs, Hasbro, Remco, and Galoob. So
that's a lot, though.
Yeah, so that basically, that had a bunch of different tag, like that Galoobs. That included like the Steiner brothers, obviously. That included the Freebirds, and I mixed up tag teams. Like I might have had Lex Luger and Sting together, or I might have had let's say Ric Flair and Arn Anderson together, or I might have had let's say Barry Windham and Sid Vicious together as a tag team. So
were they ever a tag team like the Twin Towers or something like that? Were they ever together?
No, I consider him one part of the Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
So like I had Arn Anderson and Ric Flair as Four Horsemen, and then I had Sid Vicious and Barry Windham as Four Horsemen as like the second part of Four Horsemen.
I'm trying to remember, but wasn't Windham in one of those tag teams? Two big tall guys, or was it Sid, or was it both?
Well, Sid Vicious part of Skyscrapers.
That's what I'm thinking of. With who? It wasn't Windham then, right? Who was he with?
He was with
Remember? Skyscrapers is who I was thinking of, I think. But no Gloop figure.
Now I'm thinking, but now I'm drawing a damn blank.
Isn't that weird? But
I was just talking about it like not too long ago too.
No figure for the other Danny Spivey, yeah.
Dan Spivey, yes.
No Gloop for him.
I should remember that because the grappler and gimmick guy.
That's true. Yeah, because he's on my list of ones to get because that is a unique one. Waylon, was it Waylon Mercy?
Yes.
Yeah, playing a Cape Fear kind of homage. Because it's a different figure. And I don't know if I've ever seen a Waylon. Have you? Any of the figures?
Just for grapplers and gimmicks.
Yeah, so that's a unique one. Kind of with Oz as well. Have you seen any Oz figures before?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so see,
that was the only one.
Those might be worth the extra. Maybe a Coco Beware. That I look at it, but like he wants $50 for the model. I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I care about Rick Martel enough. Sorry, buddy.
I mean,
Because they're so
it's a good
expensive.
figure, but
It is, but
and
I'm like,
the
fifty
accessory,
bucks.
but
If I could get a deal on eBay, but I don't know if I could.
I
Well,
mean that's in all honesty, that's what I'm waiting for with Grapplers and Gimmicks. I'm waiting to see if these figures come up on eBay for cheaper. But then I run into the same scenario that I run into. If I find it on eBay and I find it for a cheaper price, it's because a seller like myself bought it and now they're being screwed over because they're
yeah.
and I feel bad because I don't want to be screwed over the same way I got screwed over.
Oh, I got you.
You
But
know,
that
yeah,
seller finally capitulated, and like I'm sick of seeing this Waylon Mercy on my shelf. I'll sell them for less than I paid because I'm sick of it. $30 is better than nothing, even if I paid $40 for it. Is probably what happens, right? You finally get to that point. You're like, well, $30 is better than zero, so I'll sell it. If you
yeah,
don't, yeah, I get the point. About the only time I've seen is like that Mabel's toys. Have you heard of that seller? They have a
yeah,
lot of
that
scrappers and
Andrew.
gimmicks. And about the best thing I see there is they'll have it for overpriced, and then they'll give you a discount if you put it in your watch list, which maybe brings it down to regular price, but it's not a sale, right? But I keep thinking I wondered if I could bundle a few together if he'd give me a deal. But I'm not in the mood right now to spend any more on retros. I was going to let some bills clear first because I'll add like a couple of the Machos and I think the Nash, and maybe he's got a Wayland out there too. And if you put them in the watch list or if you looked at them, I think isn't there an option that you can offer a deal to people who looked at your figures or something like that?
Yeah.
So in a
Mhm.
couple days I'll get something. Hey, we'll give you 5 or 10% off. I'm like, tempting, but I'm not in the mood yet to buy
And
these.
then that right there, that
But that's
I'm
what
gonna I'm gonna
do.
say this to anybody on eBay. Anybody that's a seller that sends a 5% discount to buyers, I mean, like, just don't send an offer to anybody. That drives me nuts.
I mean, am I really
Like
waiting for only 5% off? If I didn't buy it for the price you paid, is 5% going to be make or break? Probably not, right?
like if I got a $20 item and you're watching an item and I send you a 5% off and I'm sending it to you for like let's say 19.50 or $19 or
I
something
could
like
finally
that.
afford it. I couldn't at 20,
Like
but at
like
19.50, I could
you
buy it.
like are you gonna buy this for $19 or 19.50 or 19.75 or something like that? Because that's what people are doing. That's literally the offers that they send to you.
Yeah.
They send it to you for like 25 cents off, 30 cents off, 65 cents off. I'm like, what the hell are people doing? If I have a $20 item, like I will send $5 off or $7 off
Ooh,
discounts or something, you know?
that'll do it.
Like
Even the
I I
$5.
make it I make it worth their while. Like what the, if I have a $250 listing and somebody's watching, like I will send them an offer for like $200, 175 or something. If somebody else has a listing for 250, they'll send a best offer for like 245. I'm like, really? $5 on a
Yeah.
$250 item?
It's pretty rare that I get a good offer from those. I still put them
Well,
in the list in case, but then usually if I can make a counter offer, but I don't know if
yeah,
can you make a counter offer on those or I don't think you can you on eBay? I think it's
yeah.
Macari or one of those. Can you make a
y-
counter?
You can make a counter offer, yeah, if they allow it. But normally you can, yeah.
But a lot of times I'm not always a lot of times I add it to watch list because I'm not sure I'm in the market yet or I don't want to spend the money or I'm like holding out. And then I'll get an offer, like you say, for like 5%. You're like, well, it doesn't really that doesn't get me
That's
out
not
of bed. I'm gonna go back to bed.
like
Oh,
that doesn't even count the
I wasn't gonna
tax.
pay $20. You mean so I wasn't interested enough at $20, but you think at $19.50 I will be interested? Well, oh, you saved me that 50 cents. Now if I can get 6 or 7 more of those, maybe I could get a cup of coffee to McDonald's. Maybe. Not at Starbucks though. I need to save more than that a few more times to get a
Oh
Starbucks
man,
fancy latte. But yeah,
guys,
that's a good point. Time to
this
go.
was yeah, man. This was a fun live stream, guys. Al, thanks again for for joining me for the dual live stream, man. This was awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Uh, for all the guys that's tuned in and commented and watched the live stream today, guys, thanks for making this another fun live stream, guys. This has been so much fun. Please be sure to tune in to future live streams and be sure to tune in for the my favorite LJN tournaments. The tournaments are no longer going on at 7 o'clock at night anymore. I've gone back to my regular programming time, which is 9 a.m. every morning. Well, not every morning, but 9 a.m. in the mornings. So next tournament video is tomorrow 9 a.m.
Perfect. I'll get that.
Also, we are going to be done with the tournament this month. So tomorrow is going to be episode 3 out of 4 for round 3, and that's going to leave, what is it, 3? I think 4 or 5 episodes. So
Okay.
Another 5 episodes, and the tournament's done.
Maybe 2 more weeks, 1 more week and a half, about 3 a week.
Yeah, about, let's say, less than 2 weeks, and the tournament will be finished. So that means after that, I will be done with tournaments, and I can go to brand new programming from on my channel. What will I start making on my channel from here on out? I don't know, because the last 2 or 3 months has been nothing. As far as playing videos, it has been strictly tournaments. Now that that's done with, oof,
Time to try something new.
yeah, I have no idea what I'm going to be doing, but it should be fun to figure that out.
Something exciting and new.
We shall see.
Like the Love Boat, I think it was. Yeah. I remember. Exciting and new, wasn't that Love Boat? Yeah.
You know what I want to do, man? It's kind of stupid as hell, but I think it, as stupid as it is, I think it's also funny to a point where I think it's just crazy enough to work. That thing that we've been doing on our live stream the last couple weeks, where we're doing this card game, right?
Yeah.
I think that's so stupid and lame. Where if you just sit there and make a video where you're just playing this card game, I think that would be something fun, just fun enough where people might actually be entertained by that to watch that. Just watch like a 15 to 30-minute video where just people just doing that game.
I wonder, because we talked about Twitch, they usually do video games. I got Twitch on up here. Twitch, they usually video gaming, but they have other categories. But what about tabletop gaming? We talked about it's making a comeback. There are more and more people who play board games, like on purpose.
Yeah.
And they're interesting, fun board games. We grew up with board games. It doesn't all have to be video games. I wonder if anybody's Twitch streaming like board games, tabletop gaming. That'd be kind of what you're talking about. That's basically a tabletop game. It's just a card-based game, right? Similar idea. I wonder if anybody's out there Twitch streaming Cards Against Humanity, or what was the oatmeal one that we were playing? There's several oatmeal ones, like tossing one, and he's got a few. Matthew man.
Oh man, I forgot the name of it.
Couples therapy or something like that.
Oh, couples, yes. Was it couples therapy
or something like that? But you get the
I think that's about right.
I haven't looked. Maybe I'll look tonight if I'm messing around on Twitch. Usually I'm watching a couple of the games that I used to play, and maybe I'd like to get back into video gamers, because you can actually see how they attack things. Sometimes it's dumb, but sometimes you're like, oh, that's content I'll never play, because it's like they have the concept of a raid where you have to get 6 people together and all that other stuff. So you kind of watch it for that. But I wonder if anybody's doing tabletop games. This is kind of what you're talking about, Twitch streaming a board game or a card game. I don't see why not. There's some complicated board games out there that maybe you don't have enough people interested in it to play. Like, I don't know how many you need for like Settlers, Catan, or there's some really interesting board games I've heard about that maybe you don't have enough people, or you don't even have the game, but you want to see how it's played. Maybe they just put a camera on and there's 4, 5, 8 people playing whatever.
Right on.
It's an interesting idea.
Sounds good. All right, guys. That is it, I guess, for the night. Well, I just want to wish everyone a good night, and talk to you guys soon. Take care, everybody.